Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of the Storytime episode. Wait, did I say episode twice?
You said episode twice, and you didn't say scary-ish, so
yeah,
I was like,
scary-ish,
I'll wait.
Scary-ish Storytime, and we're here to tell you some scary stories, hopefully.
Yeah, the first scary story I will lead out with is the horrible time I've had trying to set up the stream because we're on our backup camera because our GoPro, our capture card, and our audio interface all failed within 30 minutes of starting the show. So it's been an absolute nightmare. I was able to get almost all of that working, except for the camera. So we're using our backup camera, so we're going to be a bit blurry, a bit grainy, but we are still here because, as they say, the show must go on. And we can.
The fan is on.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe someone can turn the fan off because, it's just been a nightmare of a day. So I hope you guys will stick with us throughout this horrible mess of a show. You're fine. You turned it all the way to high. That's the kind of show it's going to be, folks. I hope you're strapped and ready to go.
Is that good?
Sure. Give it just leave it be. So we're going to go from there. So Storytime episodes are episodes where you folks have sent us in your homegrown horrors, which are paranormal or spiritual experiences that have happened to you. And if you guys have one that you want to send in, please email storytime@scarish.com. You can also reach out to us on facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can message us directly. And if you go there, also like the page. We always appreciate that. You can join the Scarish Spooky Friends group if you would like and post in the group for some instant feedback. And honestly, once you do that, you can join the Discord from scarish.com.
Nothing's working today. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is a nightmare. It's honestly the worst day I've ever had trying to do literally like anything. So those are just the ways that you guys can reach out to us. This is also going to be a terrible episode to edit, like just the audio. So hopefully you guys stay with us and just bear with us through this. So that said, we're going to go ahead and move into our normal story time. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and pause and look at the stream chat. I'm just wondering what you guys are making of our horrible, horrible opening. So you say you guys look fancy. Honestly, like I have a Batman t-shirt on underneath this, and I just put a button up on over it because it just looks gross and dingy.
My shirt is gross.
Adam pinched his cheeks before going live.
You know what? It's because of the webcam.
Yeah.
And everything is going to be like a million times more saturated in ways we don't want.
It's super hot in this room. It is because we have both of our lights on. On top of that, I've been in this room getting frustrated for like the last hour. So yeah, this thing is all going to be right up here. So it's just going to look like Santa Claus. I hope you guys enjoy it. So fun stuff. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, please go first.
Okay, I will go first. And this first one starts out, actually this first one is from someone on Facebook. So thank you for sending this in on Facebook. And it starts out like this. I have a story that happened to me Wednesday night. Now this would have been back in the beginning of August because that's when it was sent, was August 5th.
Yep.
So it's not scary like other stories you get, but to me as someone who has never had stuff happen to me like this, it terrified me. Okay, so sorry, Robin, but my room is in the basement.
Why do people put their rooms in the basement?
I love that it's in the first paragraph, too. It's like, yeah, this room is in the basement. That's interesting. It's completely finished and is like a studio apartment with a bathroom and a kitchen. So that's actually kind of awesome to have your room in the basement if you have...
your own apartment in the basement?
Yeah, if you have a bathroom and a kitchen in there, like that's what I would want, too. It was around 11 o'clock at night. My son was asleep in our bed, and my boyfriend just got back in and fell asleep right away. Hardworking dude. I went upstairs to let our dog, Tilly, out and get her food. We came back down, and I put her in her room and closed the door. I went and got in bed laying in the middle of them, so I'm guessing in the middle of kiddo and boyfriend. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I started to hear walking around in my kitchen. I thought I must not have closed the door all the way, so Tilly got in. My son left some toys by our bed, and they are the kind of toys where if you move them at all, they make a noise. The footsteps started to get a little louder and a lot closer. One of the toys right next to our bed made a noise as if something had bumped into it.
That's
some poltergeist shit right
there.
But
why would you buy these toys that make so much noise?
Well, as someone who has bought toys for their friends as they were having kids, I buy the noisiest, most obnoxious thing to give to someone else's child because it's not my kid and I won't have to deal with the repercussions of my choice.
I'm going to say, please, none of our friends do that to us.
Yeah, let's hope so, if that ever happens.
No noisy toys.
So, yeah, honestly, I would do it all the time, and it's so fun to watch a kid open a toy and be like, oh my God, I'm so excited, and then to look over at the parents like, I hate you and I hope you die. So just, some suggestions for those of you who have friends who are having kids. Getting back to the story, I jolted up thinking I was about to see Tilly wanting to jump on the bed, but there was nothing there. I was in complete shock. We lived in this house for almost a year, and it's not super old or anything. There hasn't been anything super weird going on here that we've noticed besides unexplained noises sometimes. And from what we know, nothing bad happened here. I have no idea what it could have been, but it made me feel like I was crazy. Being in the basement and hearing a loud bang in the middle of the night and being the only one who hears it just makes you feel crazy.
Yeah. Having to hear anything in the middle of the night, even if it's like not even scary sounding,
right.
Just noises in the middle of the night freak me out.
Especially coming from the basement, because you just automatically assume like the basement's in the ground, so it's closer to hell, so it has to be the devil.
My God.
Like that's kind of where your head goes when you hear something coming from the basement.
Oh, that is closer to hell?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's closer to the devil's home, so it just makes more sense that he'd come in that way.
What is that one movie we watch? Everything, I swear, goes back to movies because I watch so many. But there was a movie where they were going underground and they kept going lower and lower underground.
As above, so below.
Is that the one?
Because they go to the catacombs, I think, in France.
And then
it's on Netflix right now. I actually really like that movie.
There's one level where they get to, and it's like, once you pass this point, it's like you're in hell.
It's like the entrance to hell, like what it says on the gateways of hell.
Yeah.
Something, abandon all hope. I know abandon all hope is in there, but there's also supposed to be like a 3-headed dog guarding the gates of hell, Cerebus, but I didn't see him in that movie.
Like a big cute one that's drooling.
It would have been really funny if it was like 3 small cute puppies and they didn't even notice. Then they got through and they're like, oh, we're in hell. They really over-exaggerated how evil that dog was supposed to look.
I just imagine the dog from Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So getting back to this, I also wanted to say your podcast is my absolute favorite. I walk through my house with it playing on my phone, looking like I'm talking on the phone.
That's so
It's amazing. Thank you so much. You guys tell stories so well and are able to show your personalities in it. Aw, thank you.
That's
we
really
try.
Cool.
You guys are amazing, and I wish I was brave enough to do what you guys do. Honestly,
you guys can do it too.
You guys are totally brave enough. You just have to decide you're going to do it one day, and then if you ever need help, like we have helped a lot of people start up their podcasts, and it's like there's always something in the back of my head where I'm like, will they wind up stealing my ideas? Like you kind of worry about that no matter what when you're trying to do something, but honestly, like it's never ever stopped us from giving anyone any information they needed to know. And if you guys ever decide like, hey, I really want to start a podcast, like you can reach out to us. Like I'm totally okay letting you guys know, like figuring out how to set up your microphones and how to set up an audio interface just to record 2 microphones at the same time and not have to sync the audio was the biggest challenge for me. And if I can make that headache go away for literally anyone, like I would. And like the shit I had to deal with earlier today, like all of a sudden and the reason I have this set up and knew to have a backup camera is because of the guys at Kinda Funny. Like I listen to Kinda Funny a lot, and when I researched on how to do like a live show, they had like, here's our regular setup, here was our old setup when we didn't have any money, and here's our backup setup for if each thing fails and how to go through it. And like that's probably the only reason we have a show tonight is because they're nice enough to put that up on their forum on their website.
Yeah, we actually have a podcast that's going to feature us this month.
I forgot about that.
Called My Dear Queer, and I think it's amazing. It's so freaking funny. You guys should totally check them out.
It's going to be like their Halloween episode, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure the day it comes out, but they did reach out to us.
October 29th.
Is it October 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They reached out to us. They were super nice. It's been super fun to go over everything.
Yeah.
And
they're absolutely hilarious.
They put out a really good podcast. It's very funny, and their Halloween episode was really good. Like Robin and I were listening to it, and we were like really engrossed.
We were literally sitting at the dining table just laughing, listening to it.
Yeah, they sent it to us early so we could listen to it because they make references to the show just to make sure we're okay with it. And honestly, like you guys don't have to like make sure we're okay with something. Like it's very nice of them to do. I'm not saying it's not, but like if you guys have a podcast or a show of your own and reference us, like don't think we're going to be like, whoa. We need to give that a stamp of approval before you can move forward with that. But they offered to do that. They sent it to us early, and it's a really good episode on a really good show. So I hope you guys check that out at some point.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Kebs, for subscribing to us. We still do need to send out your prize.
Yeah.
Giveaway
prize sounds good for the marbles on stream.
Yeah, for last
which
episode,
we'll end tonight with as long as it actually works.
Yeah, so if you guys want to stick to the end, we will do the marble game, and we'll give stickers to the winner. So, all right, and
let's take a quick break and check out Stream Chat. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, it looks like, I don't know, it's just so, like, it looks like we're cel-shaded. Like, the scary-ish almost looks correct, but everything else, I kind of like that it's not the GoPro wide-angle lens, so it's not, like, bending everything.
Yeah.
But if it was actually coming in 1080p, it would be a lot better.
I look hella chubs.
You look hella good. Shut up.
Shut up.
So let's check out these Stream Chatters and see what they had to say.
Our bookshelf looks like shit.
It does.
On
the other thing, it doesn't look nearly as bad, but on this one,
it looks really bad. I will organize my books, so please no hate on my books. I just have so many of them.
Yay, October Nightmare, says Miss Deasy.
I
I
think
will
it's
not blame the month of October for the technical difficulties we're going through. I just simply think it's Satan.
um
Satan was in my computer today and just infected everything. It's also known as...
there was a lot of rage coming out of this room.
It was just like, I didn't think we were going to get a show up. I honestly didn't think we were going to get on air because like nothing was working. Like the microphones wouldn't work. And honestly, when I finally got the webcam to work and I was like, cool, we can do this. It just won't look as good. I went back so I can record the audio and the fucking microphones had failed again. And I'm like, that's when, like, if anyone was watching the countdown, when it went from 1 minute to 6 minutes, that's why. So I was like, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it at all. So scary stuff.
Yeah. All right. And Miss DZ said that if she ever has kids, they will not have any toys.
That's rough.
I think that's
That's
hilarious.
how you raise a serial killer, Miss DZ. Just saying.
Everyone's talking about the bears that they had. Oh yes, dude, Furbies are creepy. Why? Who invented Furbies?
Kirby.
No,
I think that one was Shigeru Miyamoto.
Furbies. Furbies are terrifying. They're creepy. There are way too many stories of them doing horrible things. Teddy Ruxpin. I never had one. Did you have one?
I think I might have when I was a kid, but it didn't last long. I don't remember a lot of my toys from being a kid except like my Ghostbusters set. Like I had the big like police station or the fire station that they operated out of. I had like a Ecto 1, which was the car that they drove in, and all the other stuff. I had a bunch of He-Man stuff, and that's really all I remember. So.
I had a Barbie at one point, and
then it came to life and tried to strangle you.
No, I think I
that.
cut all its hair off.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird. Did you rip its arms off too?
No, I didn't rip its arm. I just cut its hair off.
You just gave it a haircut?
And you could see like all the little hair nubs.
The hair nubs?
Yeah.
I guess at that point the doll is just like, it's not gonna grow the hair back, so you've kind of used it up.
Yeah, I don't remember having that many toys.
Tanya says that's a badass movie. Totes agree.
What movie?
The one I talked about.
Oh, As Above, So Below, that
yes.
one? Yeah, that one is I like it up until the end. I did not like the end. It was a very abrupt and not satisfying ending.
Which is odd because I would usually hate that, but I kind of liked that about the movie. I kind of just liked how... You'd have to actually see the movie because I'm not going to spoil it, but when it ends, I was just like, oh shit, like, that's a resolution. Like, I'll take it. Like, usually it's much crazier, but I was actually okay with it, so... what else do we got on here?
Miss Easy says if I minimize the video feed, it doesn't look bad.
That's funny.
That means it looks bad. It looks really bad. Okay.
Wazzles, which is a great name, says, pretty sure Possessed is an actual setting on every Furby. That's so funny. Chelsea Cat says, yeah, mine lived in the closet permanently. Miss Deasy had a Teddy Ruxpin, so that's good to know. Ruxpin? I don't know. So
never had one. Don't know.
Give up on that one.
Okay. So I'm going to go read my story.
You going to move on?
Yeah, we went through everything.
Did we?
Yeah.
We have some stuff from YouTube that we haven't gotten through. So Laura says, you guys look amazing. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciated it. Terra Gaming says, watching from California. Thank you, Terra Gaming. We appreciate you watching. And I hope you got your setup working. You were asking some questions on the YouTube video. Appreciate you reaching out and asking, like, hey, how can I get my microphones, like, working better? Because, honestly, like, it's always a struggle. And as long as we're here to help each other out, I am totally down. So hopefully that is working for you. Okay, so that's everything from the YouTube channel that we hadn't gotten to. So I think we can go ahead and move into Robin's next one.
So this one is from Eliud, Eliud. Eliud.
Cool. That sounds right.
Fuck.
Eliud.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
If you ever want to send in your story, I would also recommend sending in a phonetic spelling of your name.
Yeah.
And even if you have a common name, we could fuck pretty much anything up but our own name. So if it's not Robin or Adam, just include that. If it's a slight insult, like it's a slight burn on us, in the end, it really just works out for us because then we don't make a stupid mistake.
Yep.
So
when me and my cousin were kids, we always played in his grandma's house. One time, both of us and some other friends and cousins were playing in the second floor of the house, where all of my aunts and uncles lived when they were kids. That day, we were playing Guitar Hero on PS2.
Nice.
Bomb.
Good choice.
I literally think we still own that.
Do we?
Well,
we own a lot of old
stuff. We
stuff.
don't own that.
Ah, okay.
My younger sister has it at our house.
Yeah, we have the new Rock Band and the full kit and so many fucking songs.
Dude, I used to buy every single version of Guitar Hero or Rock Band that came out because I had Green Day, I had Beatles, I had like all the offshoot Rock Band games with all the tracks because I had problems.
It was nice when they brought it back too, because we bought the new one and we started playing, and it's like, hey, would you like to download all your old shit?
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck yes, I would.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, it was great. Oh my gosh. And so now whenever people come over and play Rock Band, they're like, why is there so much Green Day?
Yeah.
And
then we had my cousin Chrissy out. She's from Chicago. She stayed a month out here. And Liz was over, Robin's sister. And they both like country music. So they're like, where the fuck's all your country music at? And we're like, oh, where it belongs, not there.
Yeah.
And they convinced us to buy some songs.
We ended up buying country music.
And then I rocked the shit out of, what is that Carrie Underwood song I sang? Before He Cheats. I rocked the shit out of that song. I'm just saying.
Does
Singing,
that count
that
as country?
I think Carrie Underwood counts. It's pretty fucking country. It's really twangy.
Isn't there a song called It's Pretty Fucking Country?
Probably.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Getting back to it.
When we tried to get out of the room, the door was stuck. We called our uncle with a base phone that was in the room. So I'm assuming that's like a landline. He tried to open the door, but he just couldn't open it. Then he called his dad, and we get amazed when he reopened the door. It was a big metal door, and the only thing he did was knock slightly hard on it, and it opened. And that is when me and my cousin knew that something was going on in that house. When we were 14 years old, we entered the same room again, and we ran out of it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
It'll sound like a cliche, but we saw a mirror falling from the wall from the other side of the room. That same day, my mom and uncle told us that my grandaunt did a little witchcraft in that house.
Just a little bit, though. Not a lot. Just the proper amount of witchcraft for a house.
So she fucked the house.
Sounds like, wow. No, I think she fucked the house up.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
She didn't.
I don't know what sort of spells she was using, but I don't think that's possible.
Gross.
I don't know. Witches, let us know.
Anyway, witches, let us know. You're so stupid.
It'll just be an email that just says, fuck you, Adam. We've gotten those before.
No, we haven't. Please don't. I don't like those.
No, please don't send that.
Please don't. There's a story that before both of us were born, on top of my house was a big owl. We live in Mexico, so here it's used to represent witches with fireballs, owls, and other sorts of things alike. What's a fireball? Like, maybe it's
really
like a
good fucking whiskey.
It is really good, but I'm talking about in the story.
I know. I don't know. That's why.
Maybe it's like a familiar. Maybe
that could be. Sure. Why not?
My grandpa hit the owl with a big piece of wood, and the next day, my granddaunt came to the house with a broken arm, saying that she fell from the stairs at her house. What?
That's a really grandfather thing to do. It's like being scared, and then your grandfather's like, fuck you, owl, and just like throws a board at it.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck off my property.
Maybe he thought it was just ugly, and he was like,
you ugly. You ugly. You G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. Sorry. I got really jazzy there.
Oh, wait, maybe it was a real owl.
That's what I thought. It was a real owl, and like because they were addicted to it, something bad happened later.
Oh, I see what's going on now. Gotcha.
All right.
Okay, so when we were 16 or 17, we went to see a new room at her house. In that room, she had the ashes from my granduncle and a lot of pictures from the whole family when they were young. The creepy thing from that room is that they have a lot of toys from our aunts and uncles when they were kids. There are dolls, action figures, and stuff like that in there. We entered one time, and I hope it was our imagination, we saw how the dolls were moving their heads.
I would hope that's your imagination,
We were shocked
too.
for seconds before we started running out of the house. I hate dolls, and I will always hate dolls. And I think it's really coincidental
I hate you so much.
that this story has creepy moving dolls.
Yeah, that's true. We had a lot of people reach out that were like, you did this coincidence episode and all this shit happened right before I realized that was the episode. Like a bunch of people had coincidences happen like Monday or Tuesday leading up to the episode, or something that we talked about in there. Like, I was just thinking about Robert the Doll, or I was just singing that Eminem and Rihanna song before your podcast came on.
I think Carly was saying her dad's name is literally Robert Eugene, which is the name of the person that...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Robert the Doll, and I was going to be fucking blown away.
You're so dumb. Okay. The last time I entered there, like 6 months ago, my granddad asked me to help her with some gifts she brought for my mom and my sister, but when I entered the house, it didn't feel like I should be there. I had goosebumps when I passed the front door. She left the door of her room open. The stuff that I went for were on a couch left from the door to enter into her room. What?
Not sure. Just keep moving forward.
I saw the TV changing channels too fast, and no one was there. I heard footsteps like when we were kids running up the stairs. I slowly grabbed the gifts and started walking to the door with silent steps. I felt like someone or something was watching me from the stairs.
I like that they're trying to sneak out. Like there's a
Like-
ghostly presence in the place, and they're like, I'm just gonna grab my shit and tiptoe
Yeah.
out of here. Like I'm taking my stuff. And
Well, it's not like the thing couldn't chase you, though.
well,
you
I
know?
figure the thing, even if you're tiptoeing, would still notice, but maybe not. I don't know. I've never thought like I need to be really quiet, or this invisible entity I can't see is gonna see me. It's probably just staring at you like, how dumb are you?
That's the millennial ghosts,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
where they're just like, shade.
Shade. I'm gonna get done eating my ghost avocado toast, and then I'm gonna murder you.
Oh, I love avocado toast, though.
I hate it so much. You're such a millennial.
You are also a millennial.
I don't identify as that.
When I got out, the only normal and awkward thing that I saw was my grandaunt eating a raspa. Don't know what a raspa is. Somebody tell us what that is. With all the freaking calm that the world could have. Since then, I don't go there, and I have no intention of being there again. By representing witches with owls, lechuzas. So, La Lechuza. We did that episode. I don't actually know the correct way to say it in English. Wait, did this come to us before we did that episode?
I think it was around the exact time we did that
Okay.
episode. I think that's why it got sent.
By the way, most of the story sounds like bullshit, but bruh, I have chills whenever I remember that. That's hilarious. Thank you so much for sending it to us.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of times where people are like, I know this sounds crazy, but this is exactly what happened, I swear. And honestly, like, that's what I want you guys to feel comfortable sending us. Because
Yeah.
most of the time, people are like, I know I was younger, or I know I was a kid, or I know I was a teenager, or I know I was drunk. Like, but this fucking happened, and it's really fucking freaky. And definitely share those experiences with us, because when you do that, other people are like, oh my God, that reminds me of something that happened to me that I've blocked out through years of therapy. And then you can send it to us. So just kidding. Don't like decide you're going to send us stuff that you should, actively be blocking out.
Yeah.
Or that you've uncovered and you don't want to share. Those are things you don't have to send to us.
Okay.
So cool. Let's check out Stream Chat before we move into the next one.
Oop, boop, boop. Let's look at the stream. There are things that people have said. Hey.
I'm used to having a minute delay from the camera to our projector because the Elgato, the thing that we use the capture card for, has a second delay, which is why the microphones were so screwed up for the longest time. And by the longest time, I mean that one episode, because we had to delay the microphones to match the video feed, which was a second delay.
Yeah.
So I'm used to being able to look over and then see myself look over. And the fact that it's instant right now is just messing with my head.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So I keep looking over. I'm like, why can't I catch myself? What has changed?
Man, I'm watching your lips and I'm like, oh, it's like instantaneous.
I hate you so much.
So in the stream, Miss Daisy says she hopes to have a little Jeffrey Dahmer. That's adorable.
That's super fucking creepy. I want a little cannibal. Miss Daisy also says she ate a lot of cookies today. So good to know.
Cookies, well, special cookies.
Oh, no. Shut up.
Carly asks if we've seen Hold the Dark. Is that a new movie on Netflix? Oh, is it a new movie? I think I've seen it today, actually. I didn't watch it.
There's
I've
series.
seen
There's
this.
a new series on Netflix that's supposed to be really creepy, and it got really good reviews that I want to check out. Well, we did see last night. We decided we were going to go see a movie, and we saw Venom. And I went in with very, very low expectations, and I got to say, I liked it. I actually liked it. I was like, yeah, I could nitpick the shit out of this movie, and I could say this is dumb and this is dumb and this is dumb.
It's a good cheesy superhero.
You know what
movie.
it was? It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun, and
and that's all it was. Is fun.
I can talk all the shit. I can like put on my movie reviewer hat, and I can just rip it apart if I wanted to. But in the end, I would totally see it again. I will totally watch that movie again because it was fun. And Tom Hardy is really good looking. Robin finally realized he doesn't have great teeth, but I don't care because he's still really hot.
Holy fuck, are his teeth jacked up? And I get it. He's a Brit, so it's kind of maybe
par for the course.
Yeah.
More accepted in their culture.
Yes.
Less judged. I think all those things work.
And I was talking to my coworker who has braces, and I was just telling her about Tom Hardy. And
Speaking of jacked up teeth, metal mouth.
No. And noticing his teeth, because we were talking about her braces. And I was just like telling her how during that movie, during Venom, I was literally thinking in my head, please get braces.
That's so mean, dude.
I know, but like, I
think some people are just comfortable with it. They're like, I'm fine with
and he is
this.
one of those people that is absolutely confident.
And he also knows, like, I'm perennially ripped and super fucking handsome.
He is
like,
very
why do I need to
ridiculously
fix
handsome.
my teeth? So Laura says over on YouTube, is it true that the Chucky doll was loosely based on the Raggedy Andy doll? I'm pretty sure
That's
that
what
is
Adam
loosely,
says, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that is the truth. I know there was an incident in particular where one of those dolls Whether it was Raggedy Andy or another asshole who looked like him, I'm almost 100% sure it was a Raggedy Andy doll that was supposed to be haunted. And the idea behind that ghost story is what spawned the Chucky's, millions of movies. I've never actually seen a Chucky movie all the way through. I've seen like half of one where the kid, it's got to be a sequel because the kid goes to like military school. And I saw the first half of it, and then like 10 years later, I saw the second half. And that was enough for me. I'm good. It'll probably still haunt my dreams.
All right.
What else do you have over there on Twitch, Robin?
Pave Paradise says Moose is not a devil. I don't understand. Where did Moose come from?
I don't know. We missed some stuff on the stream chat, so we don't get the context of it.
Well, someone says to follow me on Instagram.
That was at 143 a.m.
Yes.
Pave Paradise also verifies that he is really handsome, so good to know.
Oh, all right.
Tanya Payne over on YouTube says, hell yes to Fireball. That's what I thought. Woot woot.
What do I like to mix with Fireball? I Fireball.
Bad decisions. That's the best thing to mix with Fireball.
Oh, and decisions. Angry Orchard.
Yes, that's
Fireball
true.
and Angry Orchard. So
we
good.
have another podcast we used to do. We brought it up before. It's called Nerd Chills. Don't listen to it.
Please don't. It's
horrible.
horrible.
You could if you really
I'm
wanted
horrible
to.
in it.
You could if you really wanted to. But for our 21st episode, we mentioned that we did a drinking episode because the podcast turned 21, and we get super fucking hammered. Like I have not been hammered in years. And the drink of choice was Fireball, and it's because one of the hosts on the show, every time they did finger guns in real life, because the drunker they get, the more they talk with their hands, and every time finger guns came out, we all took a shot. And it's like a 2.5 hour long episode. It was the worst thing I've ever edited.
It was hilarious.
And we finished the entire bottle super quick, and we were just moving on to like anything else we could, like rubbing alcohol.
No, not rubbing alcohol.
So stupid.
But we had the red, white, and blue vodka from Smirnoff that they have during 4th of July.
Yeah.
We had so much of that, and it's delicious. I mean, for people over 21, if you're not 21, please don't drink. Also, drink responsibly.
Wow. It just became a beer commercial.
I'm just saying, I don't want any of you guys to hurt yourselves.
Pandavirus X1 over on YouTube says, what's up from Southern California? What's up from Vegas? I would also like to say that I was significantly less affected by alcohol when I was under 21. And it's like since I turned 21, hangovers have just gotten worse, and like buzzes have just stopped feeling as good.
I can 100% say that now that I'm much older, it is a lot harder.
I don't condone underage drinking. I do think the drinking age should be lowered, because if you can get drafted to die for your country in a war, I think you should also be able to have a fucking beer.
This is true.
So that's just my personal opinion. That said, like, I don't condone underage drinking just because I did a bunch of it. So
boo boo boo. The Snark says Corn Nation.
Oh God.
All hail corn. That's
it
what
has
Pave
begun
Paradise says.
yet again.
La 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 la. Oh, I think they're talking about a doggo. Brandon wouldn't let him on the bed. That sounds like a doggo. Chewing shoes. Sounds like a doggo.
Or a really possessed kid.
Pave Paradise says hashtag Children of the Corn.
I hate you guys.
I don't know how this escalated. You know what I mean?
Meadows has joined in. Meadows says, woo. I'm not going to yell it. Also, when Keb resubscribed for his second month in a row, the message he put on there was, woo.
That's hilarious.
My voice is starting to go.
It's me, Marie.
It's me, Marie.
How can you hate avocado toast?
I hate avocado toast.
He just hates avocado. It's not the toast part. It's the fact that avocado is on
Let me clarify, because at some point on the podcast, I will have a rant about avocados or guacamole or one of the two, just to make people upset, because it's fun to do, like the whole Zaboomafoo thing. But since you guys are watching live, I will tell you, I really don't hate avocados. I used to actually eat a lot of avocados. I just got burnt out on them. And now whenever I eat them, it just tastes like I don't find a lot of taste in it anymore. All I taste is that texture, like the spread of it. And I just am so bored of it, I'd rather put something else on my toast. So, and pretty much on anything else. And if you don't have good guacamole, like if it's not flavorful, I don't like it. Robin loves guacamole, so I just let her love it, and I don't try and like get myself addicted to it again. I'm like, let this one go. That way I don't, eat all of it whenever it's in the house, because I'm pretty sure she would murder me.
Yes. Raspa is a snow cone in Spanish. Thank you, everyone, for letting us know, because I would never know.
Yep, Tam over on YouTube also said, Rasper is flavored shaved ice. So very specific on that. What else? Momenti joined in, says, hello, Adam and Robin. Just coming in a tad late. We started a tad late, so no big deal. That's just how today is.
The Snark said yes on the special cookies.
Oh, Snarked. The Snarked also said, I hate avocado. Oh, right here. You get me. You just get me.
Shut up. And not everybody. I was going to say everybody. It should be everybody. But lots of people are liking on the Tom Hardy. I think he's very pretty. I liked him in Dunkirk.
And you can only see his eyes.
I
That's
know.
why you liked him so much in Dunkirk, because the mask hit his teeth. Now we know.
So,
Please don't kick my ass, Tom Hardy. I am taller than you, but you will
I
destroy me.
think he's very attractive.
He is very attractive. He's a great actor,
He could
too.
hit me up if he wanted to.
Stop it.
But no, seriously.
You don't ask actors and actresses to hit you up. Karen Gillan, seriously, hit me up.
But seriously, no, in Dunkirk he was really good. And Adam's like, how can you even tell who you can't see.
I knew, but I didn't know
But
she knew.
it's just like, I don't know, he's very good in it. And I was very sad at the end.
The dog's name is Moose. We did get that confirmed.
Ah, okay.
And he's the devil incarnate. Also, don't spoil Dunkirk for everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I won't. Tom
Hardy
Hardy's
equals
gonna
Bay.
be Tom Hardy's gonna be legendary like Harrison Ford. I don't think anyone's gonna be as legendary as Harrison Ford.
I don't know. I like to do this thing where I compare actors today to actors from the previous generation that I've like started to watch in different things, like that have like legendary names. Like when you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, like I know who that is, but I haven't watched a lot of it. And honestly, I think Tom Hardy's getting to the point where you're gonna be able to start comparing him to pretty much anyone. Because like for a long time they compared Russell Crowe to Marlon Brando, which is funny because Russell Crowe winds up playing Superman's dad in Man of Steel, and that was what Marlon Brando played when the Christopher Reeve's Supermans came out. He was also Superman's dad. So it's like when they overlap and they start having the same roles when they have remakes.
Yeah.
And I just think it's super cool when you like start saying like, well, this actor reminds me of this older actor, and then they start having the same roles because of all the remakes that go through Hollywood. So it's just interesting when you see stuff like that. I think someone that's going to be probably one of the greatest actors of all time when it's all said and done is Bradley Cooper. I think he's fucking incredible.
I like that he's going in directions that are not comedy.
He is a wonderful human being. Like, if you ever have a chance to read up on some of the stuff he's done, like, he studied at the school where they do, I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent, Inside the Actor's Studio, if you've ever watched that show. He studied at that school, and while he was a student, he had the balls to get up and ask Robert De Niro a question during his Inside the Actor's Studio interview.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then later on, when he came back for his Inside the Actor's Studio interview, he brought with him all of his friends from school that helped him get to where he was.
So cool.
He refused to be on stage alone by himself because he said he didn't get there by himself. And that's just,
so cool.
That is class. And I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about it. Kev says I like Nerd
I
Chills.
didn't realize
you,
so
Kev
many
Kev.
of you guys watch Nerd Chills or listen to Nerd Chills. We never streamed ourselves. But yeah, I didn't Nate and C used to listen to Nerd Chills. That's crazy.
The snark says fireball equals fuckboy juice. That is fucking hilarious.
CJ and Charlie are, I think CJ's streaming still.
CJ
and
does.
Charlie,
CJ plays a lot of WoW now also.
Charlie is super, super busy now.
She's an area manager for GameStop, and she is great at what she does. She is the reason why I was able to get
Mario Party.
Super Mario Party.
Oh, is it called Super Mario Party?
I think so. The case is right here. Super Mario Party. I was correct. Yeah, because I got there late to their late night, or the 9 p.m. launch or whatever, and she was nice enough to have it waiting for me because she's a wonderful human being. So cool. There's a lot of stuff here where people are talking about how they like to drink and things they like to eat. Allergic to avocado, Chessy Cat 98.
Oh,
You're not missing out on that much, honestly. It's not like being allergic to shellfish, where it's like shrimp and lobster and crab are incredible. So, are shrimp shellfish? I think they are. Yeah,
yes, they have shells.
Stop fucking judging me. I'll be sad when Tom Hanks dies. Everyone will be sad when Tom Hanks dies. Tom Hanks' ex-wife will even be sad when Tom Hanks dies.
Yeah, I'll be very sad. But his son looks so much like him now.
He does. He really does.
And Robin must like him as Bane. I did like him as Bane. Super fucking ripped. We're back to Tom Hardy. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, no. What the fuck? Like, how does someone get so ripped?
He had a lot of water weight on him in Bane because he had to get ripped in like fucking 10 weeks. He had to put on like 25, 30 pounds of muscle. And like, he can do that. Like, the most ripped I've ever seen Tom Hardy is the movie Warrior. If you've never seen Warrior, it's just a movie about two brothers who wind up in a UFC tournament together. He is so fucking ripped in that movie. He is terrifying. So when they said they were going to cast him as Bane, I was like, yep, that'll be fucking perfect. I know he's 5'10" in real life, but if they shoot him low and make him look taller than everyone else, because Bane is supposed to be a monster, it won't even fucking matter. And it didn't. Like that scene where like the guy's talking to him and he's like realizing Bane's about to break his fucking face open and he looks like he's just towering over him like, this is how you had to shoot it. Good job, Christopher Nolan. I was so pleased. Because that fucking first iteration of Bane and Batman and Robin just made me want to gouge my eyes out. It's fucking horrible.
Super. What is it? Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
Yeah, that's from Batman Forever.
Okay.
It's like the first thing Robin says as Robin. God, they just ruined that franchise. I'm so glad it came back to life.
Anyway, Ulrich says Dunkirk is just history. Spoilers.
Wow. Wow.
Watch A Star Is Born. I'm too scared. I think I'm gonna cry.
I want to watch it.
I don't want to cry.
I keep telling her, like, to ease our way into A Star Is Born, we should watch A Coal Miner's Daughter, which is a Sissy Spacek movie from when she's really, really young. It's very old, and it is very, very good. So, yeah, this is like become the movie corner yet again.
Yeah, sorry. We do that a lot. We just like to watch movies.
Yeah. Is it my turn now, or is it your turn now?
You.
It's my turn? Okay,
yes.
cool. If we're wrong, then we're wrong. If he dies, he dies.
It'll be like when I skipped a whole story one episode.
Yeah, that was super fun. Cool. So we'll get back to a few stories, or just, the stories in general. So my next one has the subject of hello. Hello. And it starts out like this.
You didn't get my hello?
I did. I
Okay.
just wanted to move forward.
Okay.
You'll get another chance because it starts out like this. Hello.
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 I did a normal one.
Is it Robin you're looking for?
Aww.
My name is Catherine.
Wait, is that not... Okay.
No, it's not in there.
Okay.
My name is Catherine, and I've been listening to your podcast for a while now. I listen to it a lot while mowing grass. Shout out to people who mow grass, because I used to have to do it for my parents because they had a pretty decent-sized plot of land. And it was like, yeah, it's going to be 2.5 to 3 hours of mowing, but I'm going to listen to everything I fucking want to. So you just, like, turn your brain off and then just listen. So, yeah, fun stuff. Maybe they're going to listen to this while they're mowing grass. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, I wanted to share my story, and it would make my week to hear it. So you could share it on the podcast.
I'm sorry this is 2 months later, but your week is now made.
Yes. And I don't want to read the name of that person online, but I'm going to say that we have a new follower, so that's awesome.
Oh, my God. It's horrible. Thank you for following us.
We do appreciate that. I'm just not going to read anything
clear.
that could get us Twitch banned.
Yeah.
We literally had someone message us, like, this video needs to be taken down. And it didn't wind up being for, like, Scarish. It wound up being one of our personal accounts. But they're like, you need to take this down immediately. And we're like, okay. Like, that's years old. My bad, dog.
Yeah.
So did that get taken down, by the way?
I deleted them all.
Okay, cool. So good to know.
I mean, it was only one, but I ended up deleting them all.
Right
so
on.
it doesn't really matter.
Just to be safe.
Yep.
So getting back to it, it says, so here it goes. I have been struggling with depression and anxiety lately, and as a result, I've had bad sleep paralysis and terrible nightmares. I cannot stand it when those two things go hand in hand.
Sleep paralysis and...
No, depression and anxiety going hand in hand with sleep paralysis and night terrors. Because it's like, why can't a human being just be allowed to rest? You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going through all that, the most peaceful thing you should be able to do is sleep. And then when that just gets tagged onto it, it's like, well, fuck. But just keep going, man. Just keep going. Getting back to it.
Swimming.
But the worst of them all is one I will never forget. I am in a church, and my friends and I decide to dick around with some candles and a Ouija board. We successfully...
At a church.
Reminder, this is a dream, or a night terror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We successfully contact a spirit and find out it is a young, playful boy that died of cancer. We get freaked out and decide to leave before saying goodbye. The spirit gets angry and decides to knock over one of the candles. This next part is a little gross. I have to watch my friends get burned alive because for some reason they're paralyzed. Their faces melt and they scream at me to help all the while. That is horrific. That is definitely a night terror, not just a nightmare.
That's horrible.
I wake up sweating and crying, and just when I think it's over, I get that feeling where you can't move. I then see all of my friends walk in one by one, looking melted and badly burned. They ask me over and over why I did this to them, and all I can do is cry. Thankfully, I wake up from the torture. I wake up from the torture, and I wake up for real, and the torture is over. Sorry for the morbid content and the bad grammar. It's totally fine. But I just want you to know I love you guys and keep on creeping on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sending that in.
Fucked up dream. I'm really glad that wasn't me. That's horrible.
That is horrible. Today is National Mental Health Awareness Day, isn't it?
So it is Mental Health Awareness Day. Yeah.
We're recording this on 10/10 for anyone who's listening to the audio version of this and anyone who's watching right now. Shout out to everyone. We're also going to give shout outs for other things that are going on later on for mental health awareness.
But definitely we just want to make sure that everyone is aware that things like depression and anxiety and there are a million other mental illnesses that you might not be able to see or tell in a person, and you should understand that it's a thing.
Yeah.
And not be ignorant and be like, I know my mom's told me before, just
get over it.
Just get over it. There, you have no reason to be sad or upset or whatever, and it's just like fucking.
It's like, well, one, yes, I do,
ugh.
And two, that's just not how shit works.
That's not how to help.
Yeah.
So
I think that's really important. I'm glad you said that. And one other thing I want to point out is like some people that don't deal with that stuff that are trying to help someone else that's going through it. Like it is very difficult. Like I've had to do it myself. I've mentioned before, my brother has a mental disorder, and it's been very difficult on our family when he has slides and times where he's not doing well. And, sometimes things like that happen, and you are allowed to be angry. And I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with when they're trying to help someone else. Like, you can be angry and you can understand, like, you're frustrated, and you shouldn't always have to feel guilty because you're angry at someone that is not themselves at the time. But at the same time, it's like, you can be angry at the disease. You really can. And you can look at something and be like, I know this is happening because something is wrong that I can't control. And that feeling of helplessness really puts you in a place where you feel paralyzed. But the main thing to remember, and a lot of people have to remember it and they just sort of forget it, is you're not alone. You're really not. A lot of people don't realize there's like support groups out there for talking about the things you're going through. Even if they can't like fix anything for you, they can at least tell you they understand. And you can listen to other people's stories where you realize they really do. And that is much more powerful than you would ever imagine. So just a quick shout out for that.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, we do have a mental health check channel in our Discord.
Well, not mental health check, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's check.
We're not going to check on you.
We're not going to check on you, but it's just somewhere where you can
stop by and let us know what's bothering you and kind of take a load off your chest.
And we're obviously not medical professionals. We're just a support system.
We're two other people that deal with a lot of shit ourselves that will be happy to lend an ear if you want to tell us what's going on. And we'll let you know it's going to be okay. And we'll also let you know, hey, I've dealt with this too. So please feel free to stop by on our Discord if you ever want to check out that channel. Honestly, it's used a lot, and I'm glad it is. I'm absolutely 100% glad it is. So, and even if you need to pop by and just be like, hey, I'm going to take a break from the Discord for a while. We've had a lot of people do that. Just let us know, like, hey, shit's getting real for me. I'm going to take a break because, like, honestly, I get anxiety when I see how many messages are going through Discord sometimes because there's a fuck ton. But that said, like, never feel pressured like you have to 100% participate all the time. So if ever you want to stop by and let us know that, too, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
So let's take a break and check out the stream chat.
Yes. So Girl Panic says, yes, coal miner's daughter.
I fucking love that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really, really good movie.
I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
You haven't. We've talked about it.
Meadows asks when the next Hollywood episode is. I don't know. That's all
probably November because I have some topics planned out.
Oh, really?
I can tell you guys if you guys want the spoilers what I'm going to do for next week.
No.
You don't want me to tell them?
No.
I'm not going to tell you. Fudge
Sorry.
y'all. Robin said no. It's good, though, and I've already thought of it, so now I just need to find some cases. Then it's going to be... I'm going for ones that'll really creep you out. This week I'm going for ones where you're going to be
We are getting closer to Halloween, so maybe creepy is good.
I want you to look at people sideways. That's what I want. I want you to be a little bit paranoid and be like...
Oh,
I don't
I'm like,
fucking trust you.
What is looking at people sideways? Like walking forward? I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Carly says, I too hate avocado. So I missed that earlier, right before Chessie said she was allergic to avocado.
Get with the program.
Why are you telling that to me? That's what they're saying. It's just, avocado's not that good. That's all I'm saying. It's overrated.
No. I'm talking about you. You're so behind.
Oh, cool.
Momentai says, I find mowing relaxing. I could not. It's a lot of work. I know I'm used to make my ex do the mowing, not me.
Mowing can be relaxing unless it's like 110 degrees outside, and then it's just brutal. Momentai also said, Zabumafu RIP. Did Zabumafu die? And I didn't know.
Yeah, we literally got an email sent to us with the freaking article that said Zabumafu died.
I put it in the trash with all the other spam because I don't read bullshit.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Paved Paradise says, I have anxiety and depression too, and it makes it so I can't sleep. I hope it's the whatever meds they have given you work out because it's really rough.
It's a constant struggle to go through trying to figure out what medications are actually going to work for you. And like, I just cannot emphasize enough that just keep trying. You know what? Just keep going for it and having an open line of communication to a doctor to let them know like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. I might want to try something else, and them actually listening to you, like that is a very important relationship to have.
It's really cool that there are so many people, like so many of you guys that are saying you always hear the same thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
And
we're in two different spots in the Twitch chat, which is kind of good because we're going through all of it. I see this spot up here where it's like 143 AM says, I'm allergic to shellfish, and that's from Jangmi. And then Zwazzles also says, allergic to shellfish here, but not shrimp. That's very odd. Like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that before, too, where some people can be allergic, but not to shrimp.
Oh, but then Jangmi says that she's specifically allergic to whatever gives the pinky red pigment and stuff.
That's interesting.
All right. Okay. Boo, boo, boo. Lots of family being douchebags. Yeah, see, if your family needs to get on a level where they're understanding and supportive, because you're never going to get, like
just
comfortable.
because they are your blood relatives, if they are assholes and they treat you like shit, that does not mean you need to keep them and include them in your life. You don't need that sort of negativity, and you don't deserve that shit. So just move the fuck on. I've had to cut people out of my life in the past, whether it's friends or family, and it sucks, but at some point you just realize, like, this is about as much as I can take, and I'm giving them about as much as I can give, and that's that. And it's just something you might have to do. Laura says from YouTube, I love your pumpkin mug. Thank you.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, I love it too. I don't even remember where I got it. It might have been maybe Michael's, maybe Hobby Lobby.
This is just riveting podcasting. Us talking about where we get our coffee mugs from. It's funny.
We have so many coffee mugs, and it's because I have an addiction to buying them. Anytime I see a really cute one or one for something I like I have like 4 different TARDIS ones, different like Doctor Who ones maybe. A couple Star Wars ones. We have a giant Chewbacca one. We just love mugs.
We do. We have a mug addiction. It's 100% true.
The Snark says, I wouldn't have known anything about Zaboomafoo if it weren't for you guys.
I honestly, I had never heard of it. Like, there was no hint. There was never in my periphery. Like, I'd never heard of Zaboomafoo until Robin and her sister started singing
We've enlightened your life.
And I was just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? So there's a lot of great stuff in there. We got some stuff over on YouTube. Valerie says, only allergic to lobster, but not other shellfish. And Tanya says, not allergic, just think it's disgusting.
That's hilarious.
I know a few people that are like that, too. I love shrimp and shellfish and crab. I don't like having to crack crab legs to go in there. Swazzle says, Doctor Who, 10 forever. 10 is
my doctor.
Your doctor. Yep.
10 is absolutely my doctor. And we are so behind. We're a season and an episode behind.
We got as caught up as we could when the other season was running live, and now we're at the point where we can finally go back and watch the season that just passed.
Yeah.
And then see the new Dr. Jodie Whittaker take over.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited to see Jodie. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. She was so good in that other show, Broadchurch.
Yeah. I'm excited that I get to watch Doctor Who, and it'll be like the entire time David Tennant had his run, where Robin is just talking about all the different dirty things she wants to do to him because she's so attracted to David Tennant. Hey, David Tennant, hit her up before she can even say it.
I didn't even say it.
And now I can watch Jodie Whittaker, and I'm not that type of person, but I can watch it.
You don't like the Master as a woman?
Yeah, she's actually, like, she's super, I don't know, scary. So, but I'm going to watch Jodie Whittaker. I'm like, oh my God, she's so hot. Every fucking episode. Cannot wait to do it. When she smiles, I'm like, oh my God. It's just the smile. He's also really good in Broadchurch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's in that
they're
too.
Together.
Yeah.
Aw, cute.
He probably recommended her. He probably worked with her, and he was like, yo, dog, I have found you your new doctor. So, cool.
How many stories have you read?
That was my second.
Okay, cool.
So you're going on to your second, then
Yes.
I have a third, then you have a third, and then we can all go about our business. So
cool.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
by the
thank
way.
you
We
guys for
appreciate
watching.
you. We have a lot of people right now on Twitch and in YouTube. So
we are very sorry for the quality that you folks have jumped in on, because this is not our standard.
No, it is not. But it's not that bad.
It isn't that bad. There could be no video.
Yeah. Honestly, you know what we were going to do if this webcam didn't work? The webcam on my laptop. It was literally just going to be like, you guys are going to see all of my under chin.
I have a camera
and my gray
on mine
hairs.
too.
And like, but then I'd have to run your camera through this. That would have been a nightmare.
Now I kind of want to put washi tape over it.
Wow. Because right now Bill Gates is watching you. Bill Gates doesn't watch through Twitch. He watches through our webcams. But he's a big fan of our show.
You see what I did?
Yeah. I saw.
Okay. So, my story here goes, hey guys.
Quick break in. Nate and C just donated $30, so thank you so much for donating that to us live on the show.
Holy crap.
We
Thank
appreciate
you so much.
There's no message on there from Nate and C, so I'm just going to woo. Woo!
I could feel my mouse vibrate in my hand.
What's really funny is I really worked really hard on wooing away from the mic, but at Robin's ear. So I think it's working.
All right.
I practice all the time.
But thank you so much, Nate and C.
We really do
I can't believe
appreciate it.
you used to watch or listen to Nerd Chills. And
we owe you $30.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
owe you $30. Like, I'm so sorry.
Nerd Chills wasn't that bad. It's just like some of them weren't that good. Some of them were kind of boring. Some of them were really good. So I'm proud of most of what we did on Nerd Chills.
I liked the ones where I got to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, which was anytime you were on the show, you just brought up Kingdom Hearts. We had an anime episode that Robin was very heavily featured in.
That was really cool. Oh, Nick was on that one too.
Nick was on that one too.
Really cool.
I have a friend.
Oh, was Stefan on that one?
No, CJ.
Oh, CJ. Okay.
Yeah. The other co-host.
Sorry. Now we're talking about a different podcast. It's not this one.
Let's get back to
Storytime
Storytime with Scary-ish with Robin.
It goes, hey guys.
Hello.
I live in Northern California in the Redwoods. I would love to see the Redwoods in California.
I would too.
I think that would be gorgeous. And I just started listening to your podcast a few days ago. So a couple months ago. Thanks.
Right.
Hopefully you're still listening. I'm so sorry. While working night shift at Home Depot store right next to a graveyard. Super fun, right?
Sounds amazing.
I think working at Home Depot would be kind of cool, but I would totally give bad advice. I
like that episode of Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson walks in and the guy walks up to him and tries to talk to him. He's like, I know more than you. And he just walks away from him because he's getting stuff. He doesn't need anyone to tell him what he needs, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yup.
I don't know how much of this story is true or not, but I have definitely been fucked with a little by this specially cute spirit that haunts our store. That's adorable. Okay. I hope nothing bad happens.
It's cute spirit, so hopefully it's all good stuff.
I'm sure it's cute, but it's cute until they throw a piece of lumber off the top of a shelf
until
and
you get
murder
Final
someone.
Destination. Yeah, then it's not fucking cute anymore.
Oh my gosh, have you ever watched the Final Destination?
I've watched
movies?
a lot of them. Yeah, I think I've watched all of them. Dare I say?
The only death that really, 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 really bothered me was when a chick got fucking nail gun to the face.
That was the third one, right?
Where it's like, yeah, and just nail gun to the face. No. Scary.
I think about the plane exploding every time I'm on a plane. And I'm like, should I have been that crazy guy that's like, don't get on the plane? And then we take off and we fly away successfully. I'm like, no, I'm glad I didn't do that because I would have just been the fucking crazy guy. So good thing.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We fly a lot too.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
sad.
So now you know the things that run through my head. So I know I look calm on the exterior, but I'm actually kind of terrified sometimes.
All right. There's a little boy who spends his time mostly in the lumber aisle. Of course. Right? What are the odds?
I mean,
coincidence? I think not. I seriously did not read ahead. I just assumed that that's the worst way to die is a huge piece of lumber falling on you.
I thought you talked about a nail gun to the face. That was the one that really got to me.
No. I said like it's.
Oh
a
yeah,
cute,
yeah. My bad. I got Final Destination and predictions mixed up. Don't snap at me. Don't do that.
He plays with a ball, which sometimes you can hear bouncing at night when people are on the other side of the store. Creepy. There are also bouncy balls that show up all over the store. Like
Free fucking bouncy balls? I like this ghost.
Like the 90s ones that are pink and have little squares all over them. Do you remember those?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. When I think bouncy ball, though, I think the ones that are like tie-dye.
Yeah, the
you
ones
get out
that
of
are
the
all
gachapon
swirly.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you call them the gacha machine. That's so cute.
I think that's what you're supposed to call them.
Do Americans call them that?
I don't know. I listened to Adventure Zone, and I was listening to it at the gym today, so they have a fantasy gachapon machine where they have to put in big tokens and get items out of.
I just don't know if... I don't know. Okay, so are gachapon like an American invention, or are they a Japanese invention, and so Americans have to call them gachapon?
I don't know. Americans don't have to call anything anything. Americans call things whatever the fuck they want. Like, as like him or love him and all the stuff he's gone through. There's that really good Louis C.K. joke where he's like, Americans are fucking assholes because when they landed here, they found a native race to this place, and like, hey, this is India, right? You guys are Indians, and they're like, no, we're not Indians. This is a whole other place. Like, you're not Indians? They're like, no, totally different people. It's like, you're Indians. Like, that's the kind of way Americans are. We're like, we're just going to call shit whatever we want it.
All right.
Just saying.
Anyway, okay. One of the nights, I was moving little boxes of metal fence pieces around and counting them. I turned around after facing away from my workspace to find one of the boxes I had just put away had been moved to the shelf at my eye level with a bouncy ball inside of it.
Nice.
Needless to say, I laughed and thanked the boy for the ball because I thought it was a gift given to me. I have not seen or heard of him since that night. That is so creepy, dude.
That's nice, though. Maybe he was like, I'm out. Like, you've been really fun. Here's a bouncy ball for your time. Here's a bouncy ball for your trouble, bro.
Also, might be sending some more emails your direction based on some Bigfoot stories I've heard from some locals who have lived here for years.
Yes.
Any cryptids. I love cryptid stories.
Me too.
I freaking love cryptids. I think they're freaking cool.
I want Loch Ness Monster stories. Anyone, or even the American versions of Loch Ness Monster. I forget the names of them because there's like supposedly
something
3 or
River
4.
Monster.
There's like 3 or 4 out here. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they all have
I've
the same
only covered
description.
one.
There has got to be a race of like fucking just really old
Nessie's
lake monsters.
real.
I just want that's my I want to believe. It would not be a fucking it wouldn't be a spaceship. It would be Nessie, and I would walk in and like kiss my hands and like put it on Nessie's lips before every show. I'm gonna get it and put it on the fucking wall. I swear to God. What?
I think that's cute.
Okay, well you had a face like you're completely shocked.
I'm just.
If anyone has a Loch Ness Monster story and knows someone who has a Loch Ness Monster story, encourage them to reach out to storytime@scarish.com because I need to hear this shit. I want to hear firsthand accounts of something that they saw because then I can believe. Fuel my belief, people. This is one that I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all facts on. I've already covered Loch Ness Monster before, and it's probably totally bullshit. I know that, but I don't care.
I'm going to get you Nessie stuff for Christmas.
That's adorable. I'm totally okay with
that. Don't know if you've done one on him yet, meaning Bigfoot, because I'm only on episode 6. I'm sure you finished the whole catalog by now.
Yeah.
I thought you guys would like something that I'm a huge fan of, or fuck. I thought you guys would like something like that, and I'm a huge, huge fan of the podcast.
Thank you.
That's how you read that sentence. And plan on listening to as many of the episodes as I can while on the night crew. Keep creeping, JC.
Thank you for sending that in.
Yeah,
really
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
I totally thought it was done. That's why I did my whole, like, send me Nessie stories.
No.
And
yeah,
Bigfoot
it is
stories,
done now.
obviously.
But I love cryptids. Stories about any of these strange encounters. Great.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to take a break and look over to Stream Chat?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's get started.
I hate you, but that's really a good show.
I love that show.
She deserves all the success she's gotten.
Yeah. She's lost so much weight, too. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, she's, like, skinny as hell. It's crazy.
She was already pretty, I don't know. I don't think she was ever heavy.
No, she wasn't ever heavy.
I don't like it. I mean, I'm half Puerto Rican. I'm saying this, dude. I don't like it when a chick is, like, curvy, and then, like, they get super famous, then all of a sudden they're just skinny. I'm just like, what happened to your curves? It makes me sad on the inside.
Good to know.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let's check the Stream Chat now that I've talked about, like, what I like. This is weird.
The Snark says, it's so hard to watch the show Doctor Who. I'm so over Clara. Why? I actually really liked Clara. Clara Oswald.
I liked Clara. Amy was my favorite.
Amy
Pond.
is well, Rose is my number one. I love Rose.
Rose is alright. I shouldn't thumbs down Rose.
I literally saw a clip on Twitter the other day where it was of spoilers if you guys haven't watched Doctor Who. Get your shit together and watch it. It's so good. But where she has to say bye to the doctor.
Clara?
No, Rose.
Oh, okay.
And where she says that she loves him and he doesn't get to say it back in time. Oh,
I love that part. I was like, yes.
Oh my
Kimmy
God.
Nicole is now following. Thank you for following us, Kimmy
Thank
Nicole
you.
on Twitch. We appreciate it.
Beep boop beep boop beep beep beep.
Clara started good, but then it became the Clara show for too long. Yeah, that's true. I think what happens is either you have just a terrible companion that you just can't stand. It's boring as balls, and the doctor carries it, or you have a companion that they get way too addicted to. And that's why I really liked Matt Smith and Amy Pond. I don't know why I just used his actual name and her fake name. Matt Smith and Karen Gillan. I think they played really well off each other, and I really like the fact that Karen Gillan, her character Amy Pond, fell in love with Rory. I really like that. It's like she wasn't she wanted to bang the doctor the first time she was around him, which was super cool. But I like the fact that she has this epic romance, but it's not with him, and he's like the caretaker of the two of them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I really like that episode where he shows up and gets in the fucking general's face like no one threatens the people I care about, motherfucker.
I love that Rory is
the last Centurion.
Yes,
or
the Centurion. It's just so romantic, and I just love that show. I'm sorry. Doctor Who Corner. All right. Beep, boop, boop.
Tanya says, the tanning bed death fucked me up. I think that was Final Destination 3 or 4. That one was really fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because I don't go into tanning beds, and after seeing that shit, I definitely never will.
Girl Panic says, Ron Swanson is my spirit animal.
Yeah, same.
I love him.
I love him. I love the fact that he works for the government. He's like the boss of that office, and he fucking hates government.
Yes.
That's just it's so perfect. It really is.
He and Amy Poehler are on a new show. I don't know if it's
as themselves.
They're
judges.
as themselves. They're judges for this DIY show that's promoted on Etsy, which is really interesting. But I really want to watch it. They seem like it'd be really hilarious and funny.
I think it's funny that we're talking about Doctor Who and she's talking about her favorite doctor, and literally right down here is one of the only Doctor Who things we have, which is a fez.
Hello, I have TARDIS.
Well, I'm talking about Doctor specific Doctor Who things.
It's because my sister got me that for Christmas.
Or is it because he's the best doctor? I should have a fucking bow tie on right now because I totally put this on if I did.
Oh, you're ridiculous. But yeah, so no,
hey,
I do
Matt,
have a lot of Doctor Who things.
Hey, Matt Smith, hit me up. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up.
That'd be kind of sexy. Okay, anyway.
Swazzle says Adventure Zone was my intro to podcasts. That is a really good intro to podcasts. Mine were the IGN suite of podcasts where you have one specific to each system. And I started listening to the Xbox One first and then moved into the PlayStation One and then found more and more. And then a friend recommended Adventure Zone and I'm like, I got to start playing D&D again. It was just so fucking good.
I'm going to say my introduction to podcasts has to be My Favorite Murder.
Really?
That was my first podcast that I ever listened to.
I tried to get you into a lot of podcasts and you were always just like, I'm good, dog.
Yeah, it went from My Favorite Murder to Lore to Last Podcast on the Left. And
you were like, Nerd Chills, I don't want to listen to that shit. I'm like, you're on it. And she was like, I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
Carly says, stupid hurricane weather is forcing me to call it quits. I'll catch the rest once the power's
No,
back.
I'm sorry.
That fucking sucks, stupid hurricane. That hurricane. I mean, I was going to be a meteorologist when I was a kid. I took classes when I was in high school.
Nerd.
At the college level because I really want to be a meteorologist. And at some point I just said, like, this is not for me. But I will say, it being in October and a fucking tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico, like, accelerating its growth almost up to a Category 5 hurricane is bizarre. Like, that does not fucking happen. So I hope everyone down there is safe because it's not expected and it's totally fucking crazy. I was very close to volunteering to go out to North Carolina and do some cleanup out there because they were paying pretty well. But I'm like, it's just, I would want to go out there for a few weeks and I don't want to not have episodes for a few weeks.
Yeah.
You know? So very conflicted on that.
Nathan C. asked if anyone's seen the trailer for Pet Cemetery.
We
We watched
watched it today.
Yes. Was it today or yesterday?
Today.
Okay. Yeah, we just watched it, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I really
didn't like the first one, so I don't think I'll like the remake.
He just watched the first one, though.
I saw it when I was a kid. I just rewatched the first one.
Yeah, we just watched it the other night.
We complained about it on the most recent episode.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that's like my childhood, watching that movie in my childhood. And I don't think I'm going to like this one, even though I really like the actor who's going to play the elderly neighbor.
Sometimes dead's better. He doesn't have the accent, which is
No,
a smart decision on his part.
I hate it.
It's a smart decision
like
on his part because you don't try and redo someone's exact performance when there's a remake. But it's just so iconic to hear that fucking phrase
In the trailer?
and that
Yeah.
weirdo accent. So of course they put it in the trailer. You have to hear sometimes dead is better. But it's just like not hearing it in the accent. I was just like, no, I can't do it. Ori says we call them gumball machines. That's I think the most commonly referred to thing in America. Even if they don't have gum, a lot of people call them quarter machines. Says Wazzle.
Okay, okay, that's good
The
to know.
Snark says Roger the Alien is my spirit animal.
Who's Roger the Alien?
It's a reference to American Dad.
Oh,
fucking love
okay.
Roger. He's so fucking funny.
Jangmi says Wind Teeth equals Keira Knightley. I'm gonna assume that means Keira Knightley is
attractive.
Yes,
she is. She was my number one for a long time. Like, me and my roommate used to talk about, like, who our number ones were. His was the chick who played Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Not
He had
Kate
been in love with
Beckinsale?
her forever. Kate Beckinsale's never been up on my list because I never watched Underworld that much. I will say Kate Beckinsale is totally gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved Keira Knightley down and then moved Natalie Portman up, even though they're both doppelgangers of each other. So Keira Knightley actually played Natalie Portman's, like, double in Star Wars Episode 2.
Shut up.
When they were both done up in the Amidala makeup, their moms couldn't tell them apart because they look so alike.
Wow.
That is a 100% true story.
Mind
The other story I
blown.
love about Star Wars prequels because
Oh my god, this is getting too
I know I hate this, but I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars movies. I hate the Star Wars prequels, but one of my favorite things is the first time Ewan McGregor held one of the replica lightsabers to do a lightsaber scene. He was like making the noise, like, vroom, vroom. And like he was doing it so much they told him like we put that in post production. You don't have to do that. And he was like, oh, sorry. It's just, fun. It's just like, how would you not do that if you weren't a fan of Star Wars? Make that fucking noise. It's so funny.
Boop, boop, boop.
Tanya on YouTube says Jeremy Wade in all caps.
Who's Jeremy Wade?
I don't know. I must have missed something. Maybe it was something we were talking about that I've forgotten about already because I do that. I'm sorry. The Snark says Fantasy Costco where all your dreams come true.
Wait, are we going to get
We've got a
flagged
deal
for that?
for you. I don't think Griffin McElroy would flag me.
Oh, that's romantic.
He's pretty fucking awesome. And of course, Ulrich right underneath says, we got a deal for you, which is fucking awesome. And then the Snark goes, did we just become best friends? I love you guys. I love you guys so fucking much.
I love when you all make friendships within our group of friends here that we've created because it just like makes me feel so happy.
It does. Glitchgram is over on YouTube and it says, I am missing so much I had to move to YouTube.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have a lot of people in Twitch tonight, so it's really annoying that some people are still struggling to get the stream through Twitch.
Beep, boop, boop,
It's just a night of technical difficulties, man. I have so much troubleshooting to do tomorrow to try and get our GoPro and our Elgato and the microphones back on like a steady pace, but we'll see if we can get it. But I'm just happy we actually were able to bring you guys something tonight. So Kimmy Nicole says, did I miss the story? Yeah, you missed a couple, but we're going to move on to a couple more. I still have one left, and so does Robin.
Pave Paradise says, you guys were my first podcast.
Aw, I'm glad we were your first.
That's so sweet.
I hope you find other ones that you really like now, too.
Oh, Jangmi says that too.
That's amazing.
You guys are so nice.
Meadow says, bring Nerd Chills back. I don't know, man. I have some ideas about some stuff I want to do, but honestly, like with Charlie too busy and me and CJ haven't like established like any ideas together. Yeah. Honestly, I think his schedule's not going to match mine either. I might do something solo and it wouldn't be the same format, but we'll see. I don't know. I have some time right now, so I might be able to get it up and running. So I've heard. Chessy Cat says, and that's why we drink is awesome. I actually heard about that one at work.
I have heard about that
Someone
one.
at work told me, like, I just started listening to your podcast. It reminds me of, and this is why we drink. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I guess it's like paranormal / true crime. So very, very similar to what we do. So that's good, though.
Cool.
Good for everyone. I wish everyone, like, all the success in the world, and I hope that, we do slightly better than everyone. But we'll see what happens. So.
Jeremy Wade, Extreme Angler. That old dude is awesome. I don't know. Extreme Angler. What is that?
Oh, okay. I don't know. So.
We're like, can you
Pay
post
Paradise
pictures?
says, I just met them 2 weeks ago in LA. Their live shows are amazing.
That's cool.
That is cool.
All right. Okay. So I think it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
Yes. So get to it.
Sorry, I'm scrolling through. I'm still looking at the YouTube stuff. Tanya Payne says, she is hot as hell in Domino, referring to Keira Knightley. She is. Keira Knightley is very fucking hot.
I literally was watching Pirates, the very first Pirates movie, downstairs before I came up here.
That's so funny.
Because I was like eating my ramen, like,
like you do all the time.
Doing what I do. And I was just watching Pirates because that's when I watch movies. And
you watch Pirates.
And Keira Knightley. What are the odds?
She's
Coincidental?
Hot. What are the odds? Coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not. I'm going to have to make that into a button. I like that one.
All
right, so I have an email that I'm supposed to read now. This is my longest one and my last one of the night. I like to save my longest ones for the end because most of you have tuned in at that point.
Oh, God, I have the longest one.
You have a very long one as well,
Crap.
yes.
Okay.
So we're not quite done yet. We only have 2 emails left, but they are going to be long. So let's just get right into it. This one is called Homegrown Horror Story, parentheses. I'm not, Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place right now.
L2, read.
Homegrown Horror Story, Crybaby Bridge. I've never heard of it. And it starts out like this. Buckle up, kiddos, because this is going to be a long one. Thank you for letting us know up front. P.S. Yes, it's okay to share this on the podcast. Actually, I would appreciate it if you could find time to read it on air because I'd kind of like to know what you all think of this. So, well, you know what? We're doing it right now. Cool. So there you go. And I'll just send an email after this one to let them know, like, hey, we read it on this podcast. So
all right.
Maybe they're watching right now. Who knows? They can't hear your face.
Oh.
It's an audio medium still.
Okay.
So the email goes on. I don't know if you would classify this as paranormal, but considering the legends surrounding this particular bridge and the fact that we could find no logical explanation for what happened, I would at least clarify this as being creepy, if nothing else. These are stories of haunted bridges all over the world, and there are stories of haunted bridges all over the world. And there's a creepy little bridge in Monmouth, Illinois, that is considered by many to be just that. It is called, it's one of many so-called, quote, crybaby bridges around the Midwest. There are several legends that are told to explain why it's haunted, but only 2 that I've found that would explain why it's described as, quote, crybaby. One story deals with a poor unwed mother that was so distraught, and in parentheses, I'm not sure why, that she threw her 1-week-old baby over the edge of the bridge and it drowned, which would explain why people hear a child crying. I've almost done this bridge.
Oh,
I'm realizing now as I read this, like, I've heard this story before. It's not because we've read it.
horrible.
It's because I've almost done this on the show. So the other theory is that a school bus full of kids lost control during a flood and drove over the edge of the bridge, causing all the children to drown before help arrived. The legend goes that if you put your car in neutral while on the bridge, the spirits of the children that were on the school bus will push you across to the other side to safety. I've heard this about another one, too, where it was a school bus that got hit by a train.
Okay.
And if you park on the train tracks and wait for a train to come, which, by the way, is fucking stupid.
Oh, the one where if you put, like, flour or something on your car.
Yeah, you'll see kids' handprints on it.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, there's all these different ones with, like, a school bus of kids dying, which you figure you'd hear about more often if it happens so fucking often that there's ghost stories everywhere. But let's continue. So we heard about that. Children, handprints. Some say that you will even see little fingerprints on the bumper where the children place their hands while pushing you. I believe the original bridge was a covered bridge that was built by a farmer to connect 2 pastures on either side of the creek. Whether or not this is true, I can't say.
All right.
I also tried to find the year the current bridge was built, and from what I could find, in parentheses, which was not much, it was built around 1908. It seems like you found enough to date it, which is pretty good. Going even further, there is little evidence to prove that either of the above stories are rooted in any form of truth, so as Adam would say, take all of this with a grain of salt. What I really like to say is it could all be bullshit.
Okay.
The current bridge is made of steel and is only wide enough for 1 car. I fucking hate that so much. I grew up with a bridge like this. We called it Rickety Bridge because it was made of fucking wood. You can only pass one car across it at a time. I'm pretty sure it was wide enough for two. Everyone just figured if you crossed two at the same time, it would fucking collapse. And it went over railroad tracks that went, like, had trains going through very frequently.
Where I used to live in Hawaii, there's a road that's super curvy and it goes up into the mountains, I think. And there are areas where only a car can go through, but you can't see like what's on the other side. You can barely see what's around the corner.
So you don't know if like you're safe to go or not. You just go and hope you are.
So you have to honk your horn.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to it. It resides over a creek, in parentheses. It was dark the 2 times I went there, so I couldn't tell how wide or deep the creek was. On a dirt road riddled with big-ass holes and sharp curves and surrounded by woods. The only lights are those provided by your car's headlights. Despite what some people claim, the dirt road on the bridge is rough and gravelly and absolutely not flat, but also doesn't contain any steep enough slopes that would explain a car mysteriously rolling from one end to the other. Both times that my friend and I were there, the weather was beautiful, but it was dark as fuck, which made it all the more nerve-wracking because I'm petrified of the dark.
Oh, but okay, is it worse to be all the way in the dark or on a full moon where it's creepy moonlight?
I would rather be moonlight. It's just you can see stuff in like a full moon.
Yeah, but then you see stuff.
But do you see stuff or do you just see stuff? Do you just see what's going on around you? We used to go out and have obnoxious hijinks when I was younger, when I was a young man. And full moons are the best because guess what? When you're trying to get away, you can leave your lights off and drive with the light of the full moon. And I grew up in a place where there was not street lights fucking anywhere. So you had to use your lights to see what the fuck was on the road. So I'm just saying.
Well, see where I grew up too. There's up country, up in the mountains. Like there are no street lights. It's all forest, and you're going through on the roads. And on a full moon, you can drive without your headlights on, but it is so scary.
I don't recommend doing that to anyone who's listening who actually knows how to drive.
Yeah, no.
Leave your headlights on at all times.
Drive responsibly.
In parentheses here, it says, I'm a proud member of the 26-year-old and still sleeps with a nightlight club. So good to know. We have a lot of people that are like that. She was getting sassy the other day, and I'm like, I will unplug all the night lights in the house. She was like, do it. And I unplugged one in the hallway. She's like, no. I was like, that's right.
No, don't do it.
So the email goes on. We stopped the car roughly in the middle of the bridge, if I'm remembering correctly, and put it in neutral. It settled into a groove in the road and sat unmoving for a good 15 minutes. At this point, my hands were shaking with anxiety, and we were considering calling it quits. But okay, it just says, but lo, what's this? I'm thinking, but lo and behold was supposed to be the full thing.
What's this?
The car started creeping forward. We only moved a few feet, but considering how long we had sat unmoving while nested into a groove in the road, there was no logical reason for the car to start moving. Once it stopped, my friend got out and walked around the perimeter of the car looking for marks or handprints, particularly on the rear bumper. But unfortunately, there were no visible fingerprints. She got back in the car, and we sat for a few more minutes to see if anything would happen. We were a little disappointed that we didn't move any farther, but to be fair, I drive a Jeep, so maybe those poor kiddos were just tuckered out from trying to push something so heavy. Maybe you left it in park, and they're like,
that's hilarious.
That's just a struggle you don't want to have a kid do. After taking a minute to collect myself, in parentheses, I was the one driving, and it took me a minute to get my nerves under control, we started the almost 2-hour journey back home. That's dedication to drive all the way out there just so you can sit in the dark and hope ghosts push your car. Yeah. Moving on. I met this particular friend through our shared love of Supernatural. In parentheses, shout out to the squirrel to my moose. Wow.
Oh, that's so cute.
And we've taken multiple trips to haunted locations in Iowa and Illinois, and even once to Minnesota. Aside from a few funky feelings when entering certain supposedly haunted rooms and a short-lived and suspicious interaction with a Ouija board, this is the only real potential paranormal experience we've had to date. Since this event, I have moved from Iowa to Milwaukee, and she is coming to visit me this fall so we can get our spook on here in Wisconsin. I will definitely let you guys know if we have any other run-ins with spirits in the future. Side note, you don't have to read this during the podcast if you don't want to. I just have a recommendation for you. Should we read this then?
Read it with your eyes and tell me if it's...
Okay, then you go ahead and vamp a little bit while I read with my eyes.
I'm going to go to Twitch and read stuff.
That's how Robin vamps.
Okay. So, Pave Paradise said it was Satan's bouncy ball. That was in the story previously. That's hilarious. I think it's cool that people used to call them quarter machines. I've never. Well, now they're like $1. It's bullshit. It's jacking up prices. It's no longer a quarter machine. It's a fucking waste of money machine. Um. Ulrich says, I'm so fucking done with this tablet's shitty keyboard and spelling software. Tablets sometimes are the worst. I do want an iPad Pro though. Goals.
I was gonna say tablets are sometimes the worst, but I was told that for the celebration next year, I had to get her something.
Yep, some sort of event coming up. I need one.
The side note is just a suggestion for Edinburgh Manor in Scotch Grove, Iowa. And it's just a little bit of a backstory. They went there and they said that they didn't really see much. They also stated that Ghost Adventures had done it. So, so sorry, Adam, Ghost Adventures has featured this, which I know you hate with the fire of 1,000 suns. And then the email just finishes out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my tale of terror-ish. Like I said, I'll be sure to submit any experiences I have in the future. Thanks for doing what you do and keeping me entertained while I'm at work. Kelsey.
Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Thank you for sending that in,
That
Kelsey.
was really long, and thank you for spending so much time writing that out to
very good.
us. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sending that in. We really, really appreciate it. So I think we can take an official break now and look over at all of Twitch chat together, or Stream chat. God damn it, I did it again.
Beep, boop.
Meadow says, gotta go, guys. Baby needs me. I'll get the you soon.
I'm sure it means he'll get back with us soon or something.
Yeah, I
know. L2 read.
Valerie over on YouTube says, you guys froze for a second and buffered. I nearly lost my shit. So many technical difficulties.
What?
It's just sucks. It froze, but it unfroze over on YouTube. So.
Oh, okay.
Words are hard. It's okay. I don't know when I stumbled on that, but thank you for encouraging me to keep going. I appreciate it.
Pave Paradise says, Robin, that sounds like Satan's Bridge. It probably was Satan's Bridge. And Jang Mi says, in Hawaii, where the creepy tree is on Tantalus, don't know where that is, I'm sorry. You can only really drive with one car on the road at a time. If you see another car coming, you have to pull over. And dumb high school me and my dumb high school friends used to race up the mountain and back down, or turn our headlights off for 30 seconds. I've done that before, up country in Maui, and I regret doing that because it's scary. I didn't do it, though. It was like one of my stupid ex-boyfriends who was like 12. He wasn't literally 12. It was like 18.
She was 42. He was 12. It was really fucked up.
No, it was... never again.
Finish that off.
Anyway, until we heard that someone on a motorcycle crashed because he was racing. But it's the same mountain with the tree that the couple parked under. In the morning, her boyfriend was hanging from the tree.
Wow, that's such a fucking crazy
gosh.
story.
Okay.
We got to have Mondo back on to tell the rest of his stories, because they're really good.
Ulrich says, when I went to Panama, we had a single car bridge that was literally 2 sets of narrow planks and an empty space between. That's not a bridge. That is...
Yeah.
Like, dangerous.
That's a death trap is what that is. That's a final destination is what that is. Meadow says, love you all. Ulrich said good night as Meadow
Aw,
left.
so many people going to bed.
Swazzle said, baby calling good night, guys. This is super fun. Can't wait for next time. Thank you, Swazzles, for joining us. We appreciate it. You can't hear this because you left 2 minutes ago. So,
Carly says, power's back.
I'm glad I didn't miss the rest. We have one more email to go, too, so that's a good thing.
Aw, 5 minutes delayed in Australia? That sucks.
That does suck. So cool. I think that's all from Stream Chat. So you guys were kind of quiet during that story, which means you were listening intently.
Jangmi says, I am the stupid ex-boyfriend. No, you have no idea how stupid this stupid ex-boyfriend was. You will never be on that level.
Not many people will ever be on that level. Wow. It's nice. It's a nice heart. Cool. So did you want to go ahead and move on to your final story of the night?
Yes. Sorry.
I was like, words are hard. So are decisions.
Yeah. Wait, is it? Oh, crap.
I've read my 3.
Okay.
Because I started, which means you should have one left.
Sure. Okay.
So I don't want to make that mistake again. I started, I ended, it's done. Let's sign out now.
Okay. So this one is from Albert on Facebook.
What's up, Albert? On Facebook.
I've just started to listen to your podcast, and I've spent the last 4 hours trying to find a way to reach you. I really hope this is a way to talk to one of you guys. Probably both of us now. Hello.
Yeah, we're both here. And you were correct because it did reach us.
Yes. I don't know many ways to get a story out about this type of stuff, but from what I listened to on your podcast, this might actually be the best way. I'm only on episode 3 of your podcast, and I'm not sure if you'd like to hear the story. In all honesty, it's quite bloody, but it drew me and my best friend Jake apart. I've tried everything to make myself feel better, reading, writing, even talking it out with people that I trust, but they all think I'm crazy. The only person I know who saw the same thing as me was my friend Jake when we were together. Now he denies the whole thing, but when we were younger, we both agreed that we saw the same thing.
Fucking hate that. I cannot stand it when people decide that it's just easier to forget details and act like something never happened, because yes, it is easier to do that, but then you leave someone else hanging. It's just like fucking Constantine. It's just like the sister that decides she doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
And her sister goes crazy and kills herself.
Right.
If you haven't seen Constantine, that's not a spoiler. That's literally the plot. That's the beginning of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just saying.
If you haven't seen Constantine, go see it. It's so good. I love Keanu Reeves. Hi.
Kukanu's the best. Yo, Kukanu. Hit me up. Hit me up.
Aww.
Keep going.
I just want a hug from Keanu Reeves. I think
I want to give him a hug. That dude deserves a hug.
Yeah, he does deserve a hug. Someone out
Kukanu,
there.
this is a digital hug from me to you. You'll literally never hear this, but that's for you.
Okay.
This doesn't make for good podcasting. It's going to be hard to edit that in.
Okay.
I'm going to have to find a sound that sounds like a hug. So
I don't know. I feel it's just like the sound of two bodies mashing together.
I can do that. I can record that. I have the capabilities.
Okay. Now he denies the whole thing. I guess he denies it as a way to cope with it. I'm reaching out to you in hopes that it would help me sleep at night, knowing somebody else believes me. And if it's not
We're
too
allowed
much,
to share this, right?
I think so.
Okay. Just checking.
If it's not too much trouble, I'd like to give you my story. Well, he's giving us his story, so. All right. So Jake and I have always been good friends until recently, probably about the start of 2018. My dad, Ty, and his dad, Donnie, drove up to a part of the woods that I was not familiar with. Me and Jake must have been around the age of 10 or 9, going in the 2nd or 3rd grade. We went up to go look for mushrooms, morels to be more specific. Which ones are those?
I have no
Are they
idea.
little tiny stringy ones?
I don't know. I am not a mushroom expert.
Okay. We're not scientists.
Not a fan of mushrooms.
Me and Jacob got bored pretty easily because we didn't have much interest in looking for mushrooms.
Because you were looking for fucking mushrooms. That's why you got bored so
but
easy.
more running around the woods playing sticks. Our dads wandered off up the mountains, and after we got tired of following, we headed back to the car. When we made it to the car, we realized it was locked. The car is probably about the middle of the hill. You could see the bottom from the car, and it was kind of an odd way for two hills to meet. So kind of like maybe two hills and like a valley or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing at least.
They came in an angle that made a dip, almost like a bowl.
Yeah.
My dad and my friend's dad headed over the other side of the mountain, but me and Jacob were waiting at the car for them, so we started heading up the road. We got to a clearing of the woods where you could see to the bottom of the bowl-like area. And when we got there, we saw a rock with blood on it. And we don't mean a small rock, but the rock the size of a minivan, close to the size of the one we drove to the mountains in.
I wonder if it was covered in blood or if it just had some blood on it, like something had run into it.
It sounds like a sacrificial rock where
You're thinking an altar? Like a giant
like
altar?
an altar.
Okay.
Me and Jake got scared, but we weren't going to admit it.
Does your friend work for State Farm? Because that's all
Does
I can
he wear
fucking hear.
khakis?
That is all I can hear every time I hear the name Jake.
Jake gave me a little shove in the arm and said to go see what it was. I shoved him back and said, only if you're coming too.
Smart move.
Sounds like 10-year-old speak. Like,
Yeah.
Only if you're doing it.
I would do the same thing at 33. Like if someone's like, go check that out, I'd be like, fuck you, you come with.
I admittedly am very shy in real life and will tell my friends to go do stuff first in front of me.
All the time.
And then we started heading down this steep slope with almost no trees besides the one lining the sides of us. The whole time I got goosebumps and was on the verge of crying, and I'm sure Jake was too, but we didn't want to make it seem like we were scared. Once we got to the rock, we climbed up to see where the blood was, and without thinking about where we were climbing, I put my hand up on the top of the rock and directly in a pool of blood. I looked back down on my hand after I felt the cold liquid on it and stared and looked at my hand covered in blood.
It's a good thing it's cold, because if it's warm, that's one of your dads. That's where my head was going. Is
Murder?
like one of their dads is going to be killed up there, and now the other guy doesn't. So I'm
man.
glad it's not going in that direction. But let's see what happens with the cold blood on their hand.
I froze up and my body couldn't move. My friend Jake was already at the top and looking down at the blood. He said my name 1,000 times, but I only heard it once. Apparently, he was calling my name, but I was so scared. I was only looking at the blood. After I shut off the fear, I climbed to the top, and we stared at the pool of blood. Lots of pools of blood here.
Yeah.
Me and Jake both looked at each other and said it was time to get out of there. So
Fuck yeah, dude. Why haven't you not left yet? Like, as soon as my hand's covered in blood, I am fucking gone.
Yeah. Well, see, I've never had enough blood to get it all over my hand before.
Really?
So, I mean, and I'm a girl. You know what I mean? So, anyway.
I think that's a good time for a why, though. I went ahead and tossed that out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So I wiped that blood on my hand onto the rock and smeared it. While I was doing this, Jake took a step back and slipped and fell onto his back. He looked at me and I laughed, which felt pretty good, being scared out of our minds.
It felt pretty good, Jake feeling really bad.
But then he said that the rock must have moved. We both looked at his feet and saw what he tripped on. It was a fucking spine. No other bones around, just the spine.
It sounds like you've stumbled onto predator territory,
I think
and you
it's
need
predator
to get the
territory.
fuck out of there. Did you hear it clicking and see 3 dots in the shape of a triangle?
Predator?
Yeah.
Oh, like a real predator.
The predator.
I thought you meant like a bear.
Oh, no, I mean the fucking predator. Like, the reason you can't see him is because he has this, like, cloaking device. But there's a telltale shimmer if you look close enough.
Oh my
Get
God.
the fuck out of there. Get to the chopper or the van or whatever
Get
the fuck
to
it
the
was.
chopper. Okay.
Every Arnold movie we watch, she yells that, and I'm like, it's not this movie. It's not this movie. She's like, what movie is it? I'm like, it's fucking Predator. We can watch Predator if you want, but
That's
it's Predator.
the only thing that, okay. You know, remember when soundboards were a thing?
I do.
Yeah.
I used to get calls from them all the fucking time, and then people would get upset because I would just be quiet. I wouldn't say anything back. I would just listen to whatever they tossed out there. Best one, Samuel L. Jackson soundboard.
Really?
It's so good because if you get someone that's going along with it and they don't realize it, like you play the stuff and like you get them all agitated, and then you have Samuel L. Jackson yell, "Shut the fuck up!" and they get so mad. It's hilarious.
Oh my God, that's you. I feel like you were that annoying kid calling people. Okay. So we screamed and ran back up the mountain. While we were running, Jake was screaming and I was screaming, but all of a sudden, Jake stopped and stared. I ran maybe 5... He stopped and stared.
That's what went through my head.
Okay,
I
ran maybe 5 feet ahead of him, then stopped. He pointed, and I looked in the direction of where he was pointing. I didn't see anything until I looked up the hill. There was a black hoodie, or probably a black hooded figure, standing up almost as if it had somebody in it. Okay, so it was a hoodie. And they were missing their head and lower body.
That's creepy. So it's like a specter.
So it was a torso.
Right.
I thought the worst, but all of a sudden the hoodie dropped and didn't take the shape of when it was standing up.
So that Obi-Wan. It was there,
Yes,
and then all of a sudden it floated
that's
down.
how I imagine it looked like.
That devil became one with the Force.
And the Force was with him.
I hate you.
There was no blood, but the spine was still there. Our dad said it probably belonged to an animal, though they said it didn't look like an animal's. We all got into the car and went home. Me and Jake were too scared to spend the night alone, so we begged our parents to let us have a sleepover at his house. This has all been a ruse to get a sleepover to happen.
You were just trying to get a sleepover.
They said yes, and I flipped over there. I'm assuming flipped over there means like I went over there.
Yeah, I would imagine context clues.
The whole
Why are you flipping me off? I was just agreeing with you.
Sounds sarcastic.
It wasn't.
The whole time I had the red hoodie with me. Jake passed out about 11, but I had more trouble going to sleep. I slept on the floor with a sleeping bag, got up to go to the bathroom. I threw the red hoodie on the chair by the door to his room, right next to where the dog slept. The bathroom lights is right outside the door too, and after I closed the door, I heard the dogs barking and growling. The dogs never barked at me, but I must have done something. So he took that hoodie that he saw, that Obi-Wan out of there.
Took it with him?
Yeah.
That is dumb. I'm just saying, like, this is a terrible experience that you're describing, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. Tossing up a why, though, because why in the fuck would you take the haunted hoodie with you?
Yeah. After being in the bathroom for a minute, I realized the dogs were barking at something in Jake's room. I quickly finished up, and as soon as I put my hand on the knob to the bathroom door, the dogs stopped barking. I stopped in my tracks when I opened the door to see a black figure looking at me with red eyes. Jake was sitting up in his bed crying, and the dogs were in the corner of his room crying with little whimpers. After what seemed like forever, I blinked and the black figure was gone. All the clocks were reset.
Wow.
That's creepy.
That is super creepy. That's a detail you don't hear. That actually just gave me cold chills a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a good detail to include. That's really fucking creepy. I don't know why.
Because it's a time slip. After I walked to Jake's room and closed the door, I walked over to him and hugged him as he cried into my shoulder. We fell asleep in his bed, but in the morning, we looked at each other and realized the thing with the clocks and the red sweatshirt was gone. What?
Wait, I'm confused. So the red sweatshirt is gone.
Yeah.
And that's when they realized the clocks had been
Had
reset?
all been reset.
Okay. I thought they realized
Yeah.
that in the middle of the night.
I'm sure they realized it in the morning, and he was there, and so he put it earlier in the story to tell us that it happened.
Oh.
So, okay, I'm going to tell you a stupid story. One time
Yay.
when I think I must have reset our clocks, or the power went out. The power went out at our house. I was a little kid, maybe like 11. I know that's not little, but I mean, I'm older now.
She's my favorite character on Stranger Things, too. So.
Oh, 11?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. That's not my favorite character.
Yours is Toothless.
Yeah.
Yeah, figured.
But no, so what happened was the power must have reset everything, right? And then I turned the clock to the proper time, but this was one of those analog clocks. We didn't have cell phones that did this back then, where you could set your alarm on it.
Right.
So I set my alarm was still set on it. But because the clocks reset, the alarm reset back to midnight. And so I had fallen asleep, and we locked our doors. For some reason, I don't know why we had that power. Why my mom gave kids the power to lock their doors, but my sister and I.
Your room door.
My room door.
Okay, I thought you meant like your house door. I was like, yes, that's general practice to not get murdered.
No. We locked our bedroom door, so my sister and I were in there, and then my alarm went off, and my alarm went off at midnight. But I was so dead asleep, I would not wake up at this alarm, so it kept going on and on and on and kept ringing. And my parents were probably pounding on the door trying to get in.
They probably thought you were dead.
So as soon as they came in, right, they came into the bedroom, got the door unlocked, came in. All I remember is waking up to being slapped in the face.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Woke up to being slapped in the face because my parents were trying to sleep and the alarm went off at midnight.
That's funny. I thought this was going to be a creepy story. I didn't realize this was going to be a...
No, I literally started the story with, let me tell you a stupid story.
Yeah, but stupid can also be creepy. So.
Yeah. But that's my stupid clock story. Anyway, so the actual story we're reading here continues. Me and him talked about this day for a long time, but a while ago he stopped talking about it and started denying it, and we eventually never spoke of it. Until about Christmas time last year, I brought it up and he got defensive. He denied the whole thing, even though me and him both agreed that it had happened. We told everybody at school the day we went back after that night, and we slept over at his house. They'll call this crazy. Now I have reached out to you with this story and hope someone has gone through the same thing or maybe even believes me. And that's the end.
Wow. I definitely believe that something happened to you, and I definitely share your frustration that someone would later on say, like, no, that never happened, because that does happen. That's people's way of coping with it, is to just ignore that it ever happened and hope it doesn't come back.
Right.
So I don't know about, like, taking with you an object like that. Even if it was your hoodie to begin with, like say you dropped it, which isn't the case here, I would still leave that fucking thing. Like anything that it seemed like a spirit inhabited at any point, do not take with you. You know what I mean? It's like, if that's something, that's that malicious something that you saw followed you home, like that's just a primetime example of not taking something with you like that. So it does suck that your friend decided not to be a good friend, to be a shitty friend and then lie about it. I will say that if that happened to me, I probably wouldn't want to share it with everyone. I would be the kind of person that would be like, I don't want to tell everyone at school what happened. You know, I want to keep that private because I don't want people to look at me like I'm crazy.
Think I'm crazy.
And I think probably that attention or that pressure from having that story out there probably had something to do with the reason he wants to deny it now, which leaves you in a bad spot. So all you can really do at this point is just say like, hey, man, I fucking know what happened, and then just let it go. Just leave it there. And if you decide you want to talk about it with someone else, or you hear that someone else had a similar experience, definitely remember that it happened and don't try and change it. But aside from that, like, there's not a whole lot you can do. I know it's frustrating to hear, but a lot of people have had a lot of crazy and creepy shit happen to them. And
yeah, and you've heard like all the stories that we read. This shit happens.
Yeah, it really does.
So, and then back to stream chat.
Wow, it's a weird transition, but okay, I like it.
Okay.
So lead the way.
So Jang Mi says Brandon did some handy dandy research, and these mushrooms, I've already forgotten what they're called. I don't know. Those mushrooms that they were hunting for in the email that I just read. I'm so sorry. My brain is gone. But they look super funky, but are prized by French chefs, which is kind of cool. That's good to know.
That you're searching for those at such a young age.
Well, their dads were.
Oh, their parents were.
Yeah.
I wonder if their parents were chefs.
Well, I think they just sell them because haven't you ever watched shows where it's like, this is what we do, and they go into the swamps and they just search for mushrooms or truffles or whatever?
No, I've never watched a show like that.
Oh.
I've never watched Mushroom or Truffle Hunters. It sounds interesting.
Oh, is
though.
truffle hunters a thing?
I just made that up. You're
Oh.
welcome, Hollywood.
Okay, so continuing on, a lot of fucks and nopes about this story.
Yeah.
My little brother used to find it hilarious when I said spatula like Arnold for 2 years straight. He would call me and scream spatula every Sunday and hang up on me. That's so
funny.
cute.
That's really good.
That's a really cute thing. Girl Panic says this isn't a dream. Yeah, no, he didn't put it off as a dream.
He said it was something that happened.
He said it was actually happened.
No one believes him.
Elliot wanted his hoodie back to meet E.T. in the woods.
That's
oh my
fucking
god.
funny. A lot of why those getting tossed up there. Tanya says, I thought someone took their clocks along with the hoodie. Yeah, it was oddly written, so it's kind of hard. I will say one of the things, and I'm saying this not on the live episode, but just to you guys, one of the things as someone who has a degree in writing that confuses me the most, and it's something they try and teach you about. What?
Do you have water?
No, I don't. The one of the most, it literally has no water in it. There's no water. Just stop looking. Okay, there's a little bit of water. Here.
What a liar.
Anyways, one of the things that bothers me the most, and I think confuses people most often, now I have to pee, is when you change your tense. When you're telling a story and you're telling it like, this is what happened to me, HAPPENED, because it happened, and you're saying everything in the past tense, then all of a sudden, because that intense experience was so vivid, you switch over to present tense. Like, it was there. It was in front of me.
Right.
It's like, or it's in front of me. Like, changing that tense, like, throws people through a loop. And it bothers me every time I hear it. I never fucking say anything. I'm just telling you guys because you're watching live. And every time I hear that, it always makes me think, like, either this is a super intense actual memory or they forgot what their tense was because they're making this all up. And that's where a lot of my skepticism comes from when I hear stuff like that. So when stuff's not written well, it doesn't always sound to me like it's not written well because it's made up. It sounds to me like they're trying to get everything out all at once. So just the tense changing always throws me a little bit. So if you see me look at the camera and squint my eyes, narrow them, it's because something has happened where I'm pretty skeptical.
All right.
And usually that's the case where it's like it's switching back and forth between tenses and it's just driving me fucking crazy.
Cool.
So yeah, it was a little bit odd in that spot though, Tanya. I totally agree with you.
All right. And then Jamie also says that Brandy's handy dandy research also found that mushroom hunters make $300 an hour.
Wow.
That's fucked. But it is hard work.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is hard work.
And if you don't find mushrooms, you don't make money.
Yeah, you make $0 now if you don't find shit. Carly says, God, having people not believe you is terrifying. It really is. The feeling of isolation is the absolute worst possible thing.
I think that also goes back to the mental health thing. Not having people believe you is frustrating.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Tanya says, I write and speak horribly because Kentucky. It's just a Midwest thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much stuff I had to get over, like, just from having, like, the Indiana dialogue, you know, and even the Chicago accent, like, it still crops up on me every now and then. And I say fur instead of for all the time. And if something weird happens, I'm like, oh. And I didn't realize it's a fucking Midwest thing, so.
The way I say bury.
She doesn't say berry, where it sounds like a berry. Like, she says bury. She like, enunciates the U in a weird way. So it's just, you know the word when she's saying it. It's just not the word your way you're used to hearing it said.
That's how I say it.
Bury.
Like, how do you guys say it?
I say it like berry. And
we've had this debate. Berry.
We've had this debate before, and I've gotten on to dictionary.com and had it play the correct pronunciation, and she's gotten very mad at me. So I won't do that now, but I will say, like, I say it buried because I'm pretty sure that's the way you're supposed to say it.
Buried. All right. Anyway.
Ulrich says, "Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. I say that for fucking everything. Like, if I'm trying to sneak by someone in the grocery store because our carts are too close, I'm like, oh, and I like sneak by, which is just like, excuse me." But it's just such a weird thing when you realize, like, other people don't say that. They don't know what the fuck you're saying when you say that out here in Las Vegas. Said that like 20 times a day is what Ulrich says.
Pay Paradise says, "Brr, it's cold in here.
That's
there
funny.
Must be some tourists in the atmosphere."
I
No?
hate you. I don't know what you're singing, no.
What? You've never seen that, what is that movie called? The cheerleading movie.
Bring It On?
Bring It On.
No, I have not.
Shut up.
Oh, I heard too much about it in high school. I had a friend that during the SATs fell asleep instead of actually doing his SATs, and he had a dream that he was a cheerleader in Bring It On. And I was like, that's very revealing. Very interesting.
All right.
I like that you're singing a cheer from Bring It On, and you didn't like my cheer of UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. I don't remember what movie that's from. I think it's Wildcats, but I'm not sure. I don't know if you've ever seen Wildcats. It's a Goldie Hawn movie where she becomes a high school football coach.
Not my generation.
It's not my generation either. I just appreciate good films.
All right.
I don't know what that's from. I have to. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that stuff.
You should watch it.
They put it on Hulu. Watch
It has
Adam.
Eliza Dushkanu.
Does it? I know
Yes.
it has Kirsten Dunst, and I don't know.
I love all these
I don't
other
know.
names that we have for people that
I
are
know.
not their actual names.
I feel bad. Eliza Dushku might actually be a good person, and we always call her Dushkanu, and she's probably really nice.
She is probably very nice.
What is that podcast y'all are going to be on called?
It's called My Dear Queer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good format, and they do stories where people send them their coming out stories.
Yes.
And listening to them talk about it a little bit, like I was getting a little bit emotional listening to it. I was like, I am totally going to listen to this fucking podcast now too.
Yeah, it was they did a really good job. It's very cute.
It is very good.
I mean, I'm sure it's not good to call it cute, but I really liked it. Anyway, let's do marbles.
We're going to do marbles? Well, we're going to do the outro and then do marbles?
Oh, did you compile the names for the giveaway?
No, I did not. There's a lot of them. With all the technical difficulties, we didn't get it. I will compile them, and on Friday when the audio version of this comes
We'll
out,
just post it to Facebook.
we're
going
to post it on Facebook. We're going to announce it in the thing. It's
Yeah.
just going to go up on Friday. I know we've said that a couple of times, but it's just been a hell of a week.
Yeah.
So I just... So we'll actually do marbles now, because when we do the outro and we say keep on creeping on and we
People
sign
leave.
off,
Yeah.
well, not just people leave, but we roll the credits. So
Oh.
I don't want to do that to you guys.
Okay.
So you go ahead and vamp a little bit, and I'll try and get marbles on stream up.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. But
She needs to mentally prepare herself to vamp.
hello, Jang Mi, for your return. I've missed you.
Jang Mi's like, oh shit, marbles, I got to switch over.
Oh shit. Thank you for donating.
Brandon Chicken donated $1.43. We appreciate it, Brandon Chicken.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And it says Kappa. That is the message delivered with it. Just Kappa.
Kappa. Kappa is a water demon, or like a water spirit in Japan, where it like does bad things
Cool.
under bridges. I don't know.
Well, apparently you do know, and then you just told us all, and then you followed it up with I don't know.
Okay.
So now none of us trust anything you just said.
All right. Marbles.
Keep vamping. I'm getting this ready. God, you're the worst.
But it's on the screen.
Looking for a co-host. It's not on the screen for them.
Oh, okay. Carly says here for the marbles.
Knew it.
Oh, that's so cute. Jamie says she just wants to beat Brandon in marbles.
That's very funny.
It's romantic.
Oh, look, there's the actual stupid thing that's supposed to be working right now. And, of course, you guys can't see us because it's broken. So let me move back to our current broadcast, and then I'll fix that in a second. So continue vamping, Robin. Your specialty.
All right. Boop, boop, boop.
Literally
boop, boop.
everything is broken today.
So if we made a movie podcast, would you guys listen?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
That is a very good question, because we are thinking about doing it, and I think it'd be really fun.
I think about it every single day.
Aw, Carly says, I don't think you could find a better co-host.
Aw, you're probably right.
He's my co-host. I'm the main host. Technically,
Technically.
that's true. Because
She's the main host, but every now and then she has significant difficulties introducing the podcast, also known as every episode.
I use my brain all day, and at the end of the day, I just want to play video games and not think.
See, she's telling you guys she doesn't love you right now.
No, I'm just saying that's why my mouth doesn't do words good.
Which is a great thing, because she's the host of this podcast.
Oh my gosh. Glitch says you're Batman to his Robin.
That is bullshit, Glitch. I expect more from you.
My intros are gold, says Carly.
It's always like, welcome to me, scary horror time.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. It's just funny to
Or
make
he
fun of
says
you
we
about
could name our movie podcast Popcorn.
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
I think it'd be good. Yeah, no, we really do want to do a movie podcast, because I think it'd be really fun.
Do we want to talk about this right now?
No.
Do you
But
want to talk about the idea that we have right now, or are we just asking for?
no,
like,
we're just asking if you
Okay.
listen to it, and then we'll just do the podcast, and then you guys are just gonna have to listen to it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. It is most likely going to happen. Like, I really want to do this. I have a very good idea. It's different from other stuff, and I think it'll be very, very fun. Right now, the biggest concern is that Robin is very busy. She has work. She has school. We have this podcast. We record twice a week. One of the recording sessions is live. So there's a lot going on with it. But if we can figure out a way where we can watch movies and sit down, and it's going to have to be like when we watch Venom, you know? We always have so much to say in the car ride home after we watch a movie, and that's because we're both not on our phones.
Yeah.
We're actually watching the movie. We have to be that dedicated to spend 2 hours of our time watching a movie once per week. And believe it or not, people, that is such a large time commitment. It's just insane. And then we obviously have to record the podcast. But after that,
Jamie
we're
says
good.
fist pumps to Cotton Eye Joe.
That's funny. All right. Let's try this one more time.
Oh, I'm sorry that you stopped doing movie podcast. I noticed that, and I was like, no.
Yeah, we were sad.
Yeah. I really like the Witches episode, though. Just saying.
Just saying, nothing works. Like,
oh, is it still not working?
it's literally telling me right now that it's on the marbles game. So, yep, we're going to keep trying this. I'm going to fight this till the bitter end. Okay.
All right. So much corn is going on right now. How the fuck did this happen?
There we go.
Yay!
Okay, so we
Merbers.
have our actual camera. We got the marbles, and we're going to do a race. And, Robin, you don't have to vamp anymore.
Yes.
So
thank you. It was very hard.
I cannot get the voting thing where you guys vote for the track up and running. However, based off of average time this runs, I'm going to pick something that goes for longer than 3 minutes or right around then. I wish it told you how frequently people die, because I hate it when their marbles get knocked off. I think that's stupid. That said, I like the idea of Cosmic Chaos because it has a very high percentage rate for played, or
cool.
the Raging Pin. So I think I'm going to go with Cosmic Chaos on this one,
Let's
guys.
do Cosmic Chaos. Sounds cosmic-y.
Yeah, it has a lot of C's just like corn. That looks very pretty. So my selection, Cosmic Chaos.
Okay, everybody, type.
Wait.
Oh, crap.
It actually has to come up on the screen before you tell people
okay.
that. Exclamation play, and you will get yourself a marble
Yes.
in the game. And whoever wins, are we going to do stickers again?
Yeah, it'll be stickers. Sorry, we're not. I wish I had other things, but
And the 2 stickers that you see here, we have the Scarish logo one, and then we also have the I Hate You with a heart underneath it. We will send that to you. We got a lot of exclamation point plays coming through in the Twitch Right Meow, which is so much fun to see.
It's so fun.
I'm glad that you guys enjoy watching this. Honestly, sometimes I can't believe you guys watch us. And like when we started tonight, I was like, everyone's going to tune out. And I kept looking over and seeing high numbers in the Twitch. And I was like, why? Why do they love us so much? I just know that they do. And we appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
So I
exclamation
really like doing
point
this.
play.
And we're pretty close. I think 143 AM messed up a little bit. It says
No,
PLSY
he already
question
entered.
mark.
It's
That's
a troll.
very funny. Good troll. Well done.
Yes, exclamation point play.
Glitch Grim was the
Glitch.
one. Okay, it was Glitch Grim that had
Glitch.
put it in incorrectly. But Glitch Grim has
Yay!
fixed it.
Okay.
I think we got just about everyone we're going to get. Okay, we got Keb in there as well. All right, I'll give it about 10 more seconds, then I'm going to hit start, and then you have 10 more seconds after that to get going. All right.
So when are we pressing start?
I'm going to press start right now, actually.
What? No.
Or not.
Let's do.
Because we love you guys, mains, says Algrain. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I do like the framing of this webcam better. I'm clicking start.
All right.
But
Okay,
I
so
don't-
10 seconds, everybody, to last time.
Last
put
entry's
in your
5 for
exclamation point play.
3, 2, 1. Pay Paradise's movie podcast, please. Here it goes. I'm going to stay out so you guys can see this, and once some marbles start
What?
getting through, I'm going to zoom in.
I think that's really cool. Actually, it looks really like.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh my lord.
Look at how frequently the leader is changing. This is amazing. I also moved the camera because I was told I need to move the camera. We're zooming in now. Someone's going to fall through and get the lead. Someone has to fall through and get the lead. This could possibly be the longest game of marbles on a stream in the history of marbles on stream.
No,
and
they're
streaming.
going through.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going in.
Okay, who's number 1?
Spit on it.
I hate you so much. Weed Man Smoker 429
Oh my god.
is number 1, with Kyrie following right behind, and Chessie Cat and Carly. Carly's making a move. She just took over 3rd. But Weed Man Smoker. Oh no, Weed Man Smoker hit the sides. So Chessie Cat 98 and Kyrie are right on top of each other, with Alice in Wonderland right behind.
Sounds wunderbar.
Carly took the other path that we're not exactly watching right now. Oh no!
Who just fell off?
No one fell off. Someone got stuck.
Oh.
Chessie Cat is now in the lead, cruising right through, but there goes Keb again. Keb takes the lead. Could Keb win 2 weeks in a row?
There's no laws against that.
Carly was eliminated. Carly fell off the side. Who just shot forward? Jamie Boone. Good Lord. Putting on the afterburners. This is insane.
She
I
nitro
have
boosted her marble.
Never seen something like this before. I feel like Jim Ross calling a wrestling match right now. This one is going to be a slobber knocker. I don't know if you guys watch wrestling when you were younger or as adults, but I definitely watched it when I was in middle school, like every freaking Monday.
I have never watched wrestling.
It's just really violent soap opera, and it's very fun.
Is it really?
Yeah, my mom actually, everyone knows my mom captions. My mom started captioning wrestling.
Oh,
Alice in
no.
Wonderland has been eliminated. And she got super addicted to the storyline, which I thought was hilarious because she never understood why I watched wrestling when I was growing up. But now she knows.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. That might be a copyright strike.
Oh, shit.
Jang Mi is so far ahead of everyone right now. Unless Jang Mi falls off the edge, guys, I think you're all fighting for second at this point.
Oh, no. Wait. It's a little loop stuck thing.
Keb is in second place. It says Keb is in first place now. Nope, there it goes. It was just a trick. It was a dirty trick by the game.
Holy crap, that's scary.
That was scary.
That is very scary.
Jang Mi almost ate it at the edge there. Coming down the wire, it looks like it is going to be
Jang Mi wins!
Which is hilarious because she switched over specifically so she could beat. And now she is the winner for the night and will receive the stickers in the mail. So we're going to reach out to you via Twitch and let you know. Send us a address we can mail these to you at.
Unless you want us to bring it in November when we see you.
Yes,
so.
That could also work, but we will coordinate that with you. It looks like Keb was eliminated, so second place actually wound up dying before getting there. 143 AM came in second place.
No,
that is hilarious. That says second right there.
Why is it third on my... Oh, I'm lagging.
You're watching the actual stream.
I'm watching the actual
which is
stream.
behind, which is hilarious.
I think it's hilarious that it goes Jang Mi, then Brandon.
Yep. So it's like she knew.
Yeah, it is like you knew. You're like,
So Girl Panic made it to
hilarious.
the end. So Girl Panic finished 8th. So it's funny that it actually says like wins overall, like, and it gives you guys total races. It remembers your guys' shit.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. This is a really, really fun thing. So we hope you guys enjoyed this. Good stuff. Let's go back to the mainstream. At least if it will let me. It's saying that it just did. It's lying. It's lying through its teeth. It's lying like a rug.
Please do things correctly.
Nothing works today. So let's turn that off. And there we go. We're back where we need to be. So Albrain is screaming, one more. Do we do one more or are you good?
We can do one more.
You're going to do one more? This is Robin's generosity right now, guys.
Yes. And we're not going to do 2 times every stream, but we'll do one more.
Lots of people yelling one more. I really hope Jang Mi wins again. I'm just saying that. Just putting it out there. You guys are saying one more. It'll be a night of domination for Jang Mi. So let's go ahead and do one more. We're going to go main menu.
That was the most fun, anxiety-filled game.
I know I could do race again, but I'm going to pick a different track. I'm going to pick a fast track. We're going to do the one that's covered up right here called Speed Run. And it only takes 1:21, and I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of eliminations on this one. So let's try out Speed Run and see who has the chops for it. I think this is the first one we ever did. So go ahead and type in !play and join for the second one of the night to see if you guys can win. Super ultra best. You guys are best. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you.
Liam is cool. Says yes. Glitch Grim says rip. That's so funny.
!play, friends.
Here they come. My voice is totally going to be gone by the time this show is over, but hey, I think it's going to be actually really good timing, so. Did Jang Mi join again? Yep, she's defending her title, and I appreciate that. We'll give you double stickers if you win.
So we can give it to all friends.
Yes, you can share it with a friend. All right, we're going to wait just a little bit longer for anyone else who might want to join. We have 14 entries currently. My coffee is empty, but I'm still reaching for the mug because I'm very thirsty. I'll wait a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and get started.
There's some water in here.
Is there actual more water?
Yes.
Are you lying
to
me?
me?
Well, I didn't realize it. See, she just holds grudges, man. She just holds grudges.
I have skills, and my skills are holding grudges.
I suppose. You have other skills as well, but holding grudges is the thing you're best at.
So
we are going to get started. Anyone who wants to go ahead and join, you have 4 seconds left, and then we'll get into the swirly cone of death.
Is it really that fast?
It's saying that the local record for anyone who's played through us was Miss Deezy, and she finished this track in 1 minute and 3 seconds. So this is a quick track. It's all about getting through, and it looks like Albrain has made it through. Oh, look who's in the lead.
Of course,
Shocker.
it's
Jang Mi. Miss Deezy right behind. That's the local ghost ball. You're actually not racing Miss Deezy right now. That's the record. So if you're trying to set the record for fastest run ever, the local ghost ball, that's what that is.
That's hilarious.
Paradise is a little bit behind there, but might catch up if it make nope.
Did she just die?
No, the local ghost ball definitely made it through.
Oh.
Ooh, Jang Mi got stopped, and Pave Paradise is going to take the lead on this one.
Maybe she doesn't have to share. Maybe they'll get their own.
We'll see. This is not a long trek. It's all about getting through the swirls without dying. And it looks like Miss D. Oh no. Oh, no. You're good. You're good, dog. My bad.
Your scary sounds are so scary, dude.
Are they really that scary?
Yeah.
Looks like Pave Paradise might have this one. As long as they don't fall off the side. It does appear Pave Paradise has won.
I think that's hilarious.
You are victorious. Congratulations. You did not beat the record of Miss DZ. But you did win. So that is fantastic. We did a second one. I love these things. I could do these things all day. I love watching it. It's so simple, but it's so much fun.
Okay. So now I know what I'm bringing to California.
Now we know. There you go. I'm going to wait until these all finish out, and then we'll go ahead and do the normal sign out like we always do, and we can get out of this super hot room that I want to set on fire from all of the technical difficulties tonight. So
cool.
We shall see if it works.
But
Pave
yeah.
Paradise. I won.
I want to talk to you guys after. You and Jangmi, for sure.
So she will message you.
Yeah.
That's how that will work. 143 AM was eliminated this time. Finished second place last time. Eliminated this time. So good to know. Let's try and transition over and see if it gives me problems again. Oh, it didn't. Wow. I am super shocked. I love that all the YouTube viewers just went down to 2 because they all moved over to Twitch so that they could join in the fun.
That's hilarious.
It is very funny. There is no way to get YouTubers on this, and if there is, I haven't found it yet. I really hate the fact that this quality was shit. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We really, really appreciate you because this stream definitely did not go the way we had hoped, and it's not up to our standards.
But I mean, it did the job.
We did the best
out.
we could with what we had, and I'm glad we were able to get something out to you guys because it's important for us to stream live no matter how much we I was going to try. I was thinking about just doing like scary-ish radio tonight and just having our logo up in the microphones when I couldn't get anything working, but we were able to get something to you, which is better than nothing.
And 143 AM says, why you got to put me on blast like that?
I just like pointing out the fact that you were almost there the first time, and then the board didn't like you the second time. It's not on you. It was on
who
speed
was
run.
second that one? Jangmi.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
It was cute. Okay, so beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
So I'm going to mark it, and we're going to do the actual sign-out.
Yes.
Do you want to start it, or do you want me to?
Thank you guys for joining us this week for our Storytime episode. Just to remind you guys, we do have patreon.com/scaryish-podcast where you guys can become like a monthly member of our Patreon, and we have tiers from $1 to $2.50, but certain tiers in between you get actual physical goodies.
Yeah, it's almost like a loot crate, you could say. Not that big of a loot crate, but it's like a curated little package that you get with a few things. That's the $50 level.
That's
correct?
a $50 level.
Cool. And then the $250 level, we finally have a patron, and that means you get a shout out every episode because you're a producer.
Which is our amazing producer, Connor.
We appreciate you so much.
We really appreciate you. You are awesome and so ridiculously supportive.
We appreciate every one of our patrons and everyone who sends us anything. Like, honestly, I understand how hard it is to find some cash to send to a streamer or to a podcast, and we appreciate everything we get. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We appreciate it.
And if you aren't into the monthly thing, we do have Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/scaryish-podcast, where you can do a one-time donation, and those donations will help us up our video setup.
Yeah.
It's our
I've
studio
never had
setup.
it more apparent than tonight when I was like, okay, none of this is going to work right now. If we had the new video set up already, we'd be good to go. But who knows? It would probably be just a different group of problems. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we do appreciate everything. So if you guys do either of those donations, Ko-fi.com or Patreon.com, you are amazing. If not, no big deal. We appreciate all the support we get on iTunes. We've gotten a lot of reviews. We're almost up to 100 ratings at this point. So thank you to everyone who's gone over there. To anyone who's considering going over there, now's the best time to do it. Better time. There's not a better time than now. That's what I'm saying. So go check that out. Leave a review. Leave a rating. Whatever you can do. 5 stars are always nice.
Yes.
So we do appreciate that. And if you guys want to reach out to us to get your story read on the show, you can reach out to our email address, which is storytime@scaryish.com. You can also go to facebook.com/scaryish-podcast, like the page, message us from there. You can even message us or send us emails with stuff that you don't want to have shared, and we'd be happy to talk to you. If you're looking for some instant feedback from the community, you can go to the Scarish Spooky Friends group. Join that, post it in there, and you can get some instant feedback. You can also join the Discord. Best way to do that, scarish.com. Scroll down to the right-hand side of the bar. It says Join us on Discord. Click that, and you should be able to join just like that. If you have a very short story or you just want to give us topic suggestions, shout-outs, or just talk to us on the Twitters, it's @ScarishPod. Our Instagram is @ScarishPodcast. Yeah, I think.
Yes. It's, yep.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, if you want to watch the show live, You can watch us at twitch.tv/scaryish podcast, or you can watch us on youtube.com/scaryish, because our naming conventions are never consistent, and we apologize for that.
But I just posted a link to our Facebook, or on our Facebook, because I set up a storefront with Teespring where you can buy some t-shirts. I really didn't like the size options that Redbubble gave us. I wanted it to be more inclusive, because obviously that's what we want, to be more inclusive.
Right.
So Teespring had way more options. So there's 2 designs up on there. We have our regular design and then the fall 2018 design up on t-shirts and stuff.
And with Teespring, it works where you can take that design and put it on any kind of t-shirt that you want to customize, correct?
No.
No?
So I have a
Totally
t-shirt
wrong.
and a sweatshirt on there that you can get. And it takes a little longer than other places, but hopefully at least you'll get a shirt.
Yeah.
So
go check that out.
Yeah.
And I think that's just about everything that we have. Those are the normal things that we sign out with. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. Do you want to do the sign out, Robin?
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.